It shouldn't be a top anything. It should just be like, yo, soundtracks that you like.
You know what's messed up? I hate it when I read
many.
someone's second comment after the first one. So I just looked at Casanos and it just said women, and I was about to say yeah, women, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's a. I'm about to say yeah. He's correcting something women, he just said. Like yeah, Casano, women.
He said humans. Women.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Ah, yes. Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. Today is February 10th, and I'm Algie857.
I'm the 20.
Sticks.
Turbo 857.
And your boy Big Chop. What up?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all back together.
Oh, yeah.
Gang, the gang.
We are back together.
gang.
We're back.
Here.
A lot of changes, man.
We're back.
The Squizza.
A lot of changes.
Squidad is here.
The Squidad.
The main change is this thing right here.
Look at that. Look at that mug. Look at that mug, y'all.
Shadow of Mordor.
Look at
That's
that
right. Or Shadow of War, whichever
mug.
one you
Look at
want.
that mug.
Whatever.
Gang. Shout out to them.
Dope ass game.
Look
Dope
at
ass
that
game.
mug.
Oh,
Gang
yeah.
gang is
It's
in
my
there.
new beer mug. New,
That's pretty cool.
New
I'm gonna get
addition
a
to
mug.
the show.
That's vicious.
Yep.
That's sexy. Right
Test
there.
out.
I like it. I like it.
So how's it feel to be back?
Feels great to be back. You know, doing the remote thing, it's different.
How does it feel to be Scorpion?
No, man. I was gonna say Bane. We have a special guest, Bane.
Bane.
I was going to say, Cobra, come on.
Oh,
well, that's a good one.
that's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
that's not a bad one.
You can call me Captain Marble because I look like a marble with this tie-dye shirt on.
Nah.
Captain Marble?
Captain Marvel.
I thought he said Marvel. I'm like,
No, I said Marble,
I'm like,
man.
I don't see the.
I was
not
wondering why
blind.
y'all weren't laughing because it's funny.
Captain Marble.
Captain Marble is funny.
I got it. That makes sense.
What
I
up,
get
Marvel?
It. I get it.
And Cobra Commander.
You're welcome.
Captain Granite.
Are we going to have some Marble Madness today?
Yes.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
References are crazy right now.
Oh, are you ready for the main topic?
Oh, what was that? He said, We've got
All
the
right.
top 5 video game soundtracks, y'all.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Our personal favorites.
Oh no, this is a personal.
I mean,
All-time favorites.
there's way more than 5.
This is a personal.
So I don't even know if these are my top, but these are there's going to be a bunch of these.
And this is a new setup here that we have for our main topics.
Yeah, we have a marquee. A
We
marquee
have a
up
little,
at top.
a little cool
That's what
marquee.
they call that thing.
Yes,
That's cool.
it's a biz marquee.
Oh man,
It's marking.
I like
1,
that.
2.
Oh baby,
We got what you need. We got what you need. But first, a shot.
First a shot, bang.
Oh shit.
Oh gosh,
Hold up,
which
I
one
need
is
Oh,
mine?
I'm going to remember what I got on my
One that
list.
says sticks.
All right.
You heard
What the
Kev?
hell is going on over
Kev said,
there?
"Die my list."
Everybody out there, cheers to the chat. Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody.
y'all.
Sure.
Kev
Oh,
chose
we
to
got-
do a
I
red
ain't
zone.
clicking glass, bro. Chill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
Drink the glass.
About to drop that on the
Drink the
computer.
glass.
Smooth.
Oh, that was a good pour.
I gotta get another.
That was a good one.
I gotta get another one of those. Those are good. You're gonna get one, right?
Here we do it.
Yep. Reposado.
We're not sponsored by them, but you know what?
We will after today.
You know what? Yeah. If you guys are watching, anybody out there who work for the company or something,
word,
you can
yeah.
put in a good word, man.
You
Put
want
a
to
good
send me
word.
like a box of that?
Be
shit?
happy.
And if they say no to work with us, you'll never see us drink the shot again.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
Nah, let's just put what is it? Black tape, electric tape over the name.
Yeah, exactly.
Over,
you don't know, you don't know
logos?
what it is. You don't know what it is.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Who wants to start us off?
Sa-
Who wants to start us off? I gotta get rid of this tape.
Let me start with one. I gotta get
Yes.
this.
Who
I
wants
gotta
to
go
start
with
us off?
All right, Turbo is starting with his first pick
Final Fantasy IV.
for which is Final Fantasy 2.
2.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Super America. Super America. Super Nintendo.
For America.
Super America.
Super America.
Yo, that shot hit you hard,
Hold
man.
up, we got Peter Cap.
Yo, what's good, Pete Cap?
Yo, we peeked the hell out
Yo,
of
Oh,
those
that
mics.
was man
Yo,
loud.
Peter Cap, you gotta type in all caps every time you come on the stream, man. You gotta do that. That should be your
That should be a thing.
that should be your thing, bro. For real.
Why is he yelling at
No,
me?
because
Yeah,
you type in all caps on things, the bot will be like, nah, you can't.
No,
you
because
get
everybody
blacked
gets
out.
mad when people type in all caps, but when you see it's Peter Cap, you see his name, you're like,
I know.
oh, I get it.
But
I get
the
it.
bot is going to be like, stop typing the caps. It does it automatically.
Oh, that's true. That's right. You get
You got
booted
a hater
off.
bot. You got a hater
That's
bot.
true.
Damn needs the sun.
So Final Fantasy 4.
I'm so glad you said that because I was
I couldn't put it on my list because I have other ones, but that is definitely one I wanted to put on there. 5 is very small. The list is very small.
So that's an honorable mention.
I was thinking of putting 6 before. Nah, man. Music wise, oh my gosh, it's there's some notable tracks within the Giant.
Yeah.
Final battle. The final battle was really, really good.
Oh, that's right there. Yeah.
The main overall theme.
When you start,
Walking
you walk
around.
out the castle. This shit is dope.
Yes. No, that's the prologue. The
Yes.
prologue. Yeah. If you want to listen on YouTube, prologue, Final Fantasy 2 or 4, however you want to categorize it. But the prologue music is like it's awesome. It's
That game, that soundtrack, like I didn't play it. I just watched you and Jay play it. But I was just so always interested in watching it because the music, like, was appropriate for each thing that was going on. It was one of those games that was appropriate for everything that was happening.
only even played the game because Styx left it over.
Yeah.
It was his. He left it over. I was like, oh, he left over his Final Fantasy 2. And I remember the music was amazing. That's the reason so I was like, oh, let me put it. And I just got addicted. And I played it all the way to the end. Wow. It was amazing.
Music is beyond important.
But it's one of the best soundtracks. It's like, it's the dungeons. It's just, it's amazing music. Amazing music. Even the battle music, when you win a battle, it's awesome.
95% of that game is awesome music.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy in general, like any version
but I
of it
think
is
four
good.
takes it. 6 was okay. 7's got good music too, but nah, I think 4 is the best. But that's my first.
That's your personal one.
That's my personal one.
It's in my head right now.
No, it has tracks that just go like this. They go. It's a real. It's
It
a
had
really
that
good one.
track in the dungeon where it reminded us of when Batman was going up the
cathedral.
cathedral.
Yes.
It reminded of us. It's not. I'm like, oh, that's
Yes.
that tune. It's like it's called. What is that called? I think it's
I have the Chocobo song in my
Into
head
the
right
Oh yeah,
Into the
yeah.
Darkness. It's called Into the Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the track, and it's like that's one of the best tracks now. I love that track. That's the best dungeon track.
I actually have the Fat Chocobo song in my head.
Oh, the slow ass shit. When he's sitting there like this.
Yep.
I love that one. I love
The
that.
Chocobo music was great in that game too.
It's charming.
It's
It's
unique.
all charming.
It's unique.
A very, very charming soundtrack.
No, the music was crazy in that game.
Who wants to go next?
You.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what your,
Gears 1 through 5.
all top 5 music.
Time.
Gears 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's gotta be Halo's in there. Three you don't want.
Halo, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Gears.
Disrespect is real.
It's either Halo 1 through 5 or Gears 1 through 5.
Does Forza have any music? Good. No.
Chuck don't play no Forza.
Go ahead, Chuck. Yeah, he's so mad.
The roasting is foul. The roasting is so foul.
Go ahead, Chuck. My bad.
First of all, I do play Forza, you asshole. Second of all, I hate all of you. Third of all, one of my favorite soundtracks has been Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh, that's a dope soundtrack.
yeah.
That's a very good one.
I bought that soundtrack after I got the game, and it's like it sets the tone.
No, it's good. It's
It's
very
It's
good.
got the epic superhero stuff, and it has hip hop in it, and it just sets the tone.
You know what? It gave me the vibe of what's the song in the credits of Black Panther with SZA? Is that
Oh,
it?
yeah.
That's the vibe it gave me.
Yeah.
That kind of a cool
That was
hip
a Kendrick,
hoppy.
right?
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Kendrick
vibe.
and SZA,
That is the vibe I got from that game, and I'm like, oh, I love that fucking vibe. It's so fucking
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
And so it has your epic superhero music, which we expect in a superhero game, and then it has the hip hop, and it just hit me.
Well, it's totally different than the actual Spider-Man soundtrack, which is
Exactly.
what makes Miles.
Yeah.
Yes,
It definitely adds to the character.
Yeah. It brought a lot more charm to the game, and just a lot more personality. Like I felt it.
That's cool.
Felt it.
Okay.
That's why it makes that game more than just Spider-Man with a new electric move.
Exactly.
And you know what's messed up?
sucks, man.
The only reason I don't rate that higher than the other Spider-Man is because of the length.
Sure,
of
yeah.
the other. If it should have been,
It's a solid.
and I think it would have been. In my opinion, I would have liked it more than the first one if it had the.
Say it
same
had
length.
3 chapters
Another-
like that.
Then
three times.
I probably would have picked.
Another thing that
Miles
sucks
Morales.
is that I haven't played the game yet.
You
Neither
need
have I.
to.
haven't played
You
it.
need to.
That's
You need
somewhere
to.
else.
I want to play it.
PS5.
But the cool thing about it, you can throw it back in again and
Oh, yeah.
and play it again
There's stuff I didn't do in
real
it.
quick.
I should go back and.
I think I got
if I can
86% in that.
There's mad stuff I didn't do in it.
There's only one thing I got to do to 100% that game.
Hmm.
I got to get a 100 hit combo.
But boss fights.
Yeah.
They did a good job with them, huh?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try
man.
that, and then I'll stream it.
Miles Morales soundtrack. Wow. And
It's
that's
fine.
a new
I have it on my phone, dude. It's dope.
Who's next?
Style, go next, man.
I gotta go.
going next.
I gotta go
Yeah,
next.
we'll just go in the circle.
Let's do a circle, yeah. Let's do a
All
full
right.
circle. Make it easier. Keep track.
Shit. All right, I'll mention this one. Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, I keep hearing good things about that soundtrack.
From the first trailer, I remember the trailer that I saw. I was like, oh, the fucking track that they used for the trailer was fucking dope. And then when I got the game, it was just every single battle theme that they had in there was just like, holy shit. Like, if there was a battle that had to do with someone betraying you or something, they had those feelings in the song. For every, if shit was burning down, you have a track for shit's burning down right now. And, you know, shit is like someone's about to die type of shit. And,
Dog sipping coffee.
You feel it.
and I've, you know, you could, on the podcast, I said many times that the game had, you know, some story flaws, some holes. It's not my favorite Fire Emblem. Obviously,
A
Radiant
lot of
Dawn.
Fire Emblems have story flaws.
Yeah, and Radiant Dawn is still my favorite all time. But this soundtrack, I'm like, yo, if they got their shit together, it potentially could have been the best Fire Emblem.
It could have been.
It has the best soundtrack, easily.
It had the potential to
Easily
be
the best, and it's every time I was just playing like some of the music the other day while I was drawing because I like listening to the music, and I'm like, every time I hear the music, I want to play the game. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Almost every single, and the DLC, you didn't get the DLC, right?
Not yet.
There's tracks on the DLC that weren't in the original game that I'm like,
Are you serious?
I was like, oh fucking god! I'm like,
I was thinking about the DLC, but I didn't get it yet.
just do it, just do it,
Good?
just
Okay,
do
I'll
it.
just probably get it.
Just do it.
and start
I'm sure you won't be
If you're a fan,
disappointed.
you're fine.
playing. Yeah, I'll get that.
But I was like, it's just so incredible, and I haven't heard music like that in the a strategy role player. I mean, that's good. You know, Shining Force 2, Shining Force 3, all good soundtracks. Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance, all good soundtracks.
Yeah, Radiant Dawn had good music.
Yeah, the music was good.
It had some good
But
tracks.
look, you know, like, but when you hear music, that's just you feel a certain way when you hear the tracks, and you can't control the way that feels.
Yeah.
You're like, this is epic. This is an epic soundtrack, and it's awesome. This is why that game sold so well, and everyone talks about it so much. But if the music stunk, it would like, there's plot holes here. There's this. They would find reasons to hate on the game if the music wasn't so good.
That's true.
I
The
guarantee
music
that.
is, yeah.
I guarantee that. But yeah, that's definitely on my top 5 all time.
One cool thing about that game also, I liked how you hear a track. You play a game. You got the before you make a command, you got the music on that stage.
Yes.
Right. Then when you fight, when it goes to the animation where it changes the instrumentation.
Oh yeah, that's right. They take out some of the shit, like some of the drums.
Yeah, the instrumentation's different.
It's different when it's in the fighting mode. Then you get out of the fighting mode and it goes back to the field.
It's very subtle, but
Yes.
you're like, that's kind of freaking cool.
And there's
It does
also 3 versions of every song.
that. 3 versions.
They call it Thunder, Rain, and something else. But there's 3 different versions.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The rain version is the overhead,
Yep.
overhead map. Then when the battle one, that's
Yep.
when they call it the thunder.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I was just like,
it's-
that's really
It's
cool.
it's an incredible soundtrack.
Yeah.
Incredible. I can't pick what my favorite soundtrack all time is. I can only tell what my top 5 is. I'm afraid to make that decision. So
I'm with you on that.
yeah,
man.
but yeah, that's one on my top 5.
Yeah, it's same with me. I have. Listen, as far as 5.
Miami Sunrise in the house.
Oh,
Sunrise.
yeah.
Miami Sunrise.
What's good, man? What's
Going
good?
on.
Tequila Sunrise.
Yeah. So as far as the top 5, it's not in any particular order because I have like 20,
You're number one. You're number one.
20. I have like 20.
Best all time right now.
I had to pick,
Make a
but
choice.
I will say this. Shout out to Megan McDuffie
Yeah.
because we do share something in common, and the fact that we both like the same soundtrack, video game soundtrack, which is an underrated game. First of all, it was Far Cry 3: Blood Dragon, which is it's actually the first video game soundtrack that I paid money for to get. That I bought on Amazon. I had
the rest he stole.
the rest I just heard on YouTube or whatever the hell. I just whatever. Nah, man. Share there. Let me stop. Whatever. Share, whatever. Nah, man. That game had one of the most awesome throwback soundtracks where it was like a bunch of synthwave, 80s, 90s
Yeah.
action movie, like anything that you heard, like from Terminator, RoboCop, like any of those soundtracks that you remember with the synths. All that, man. It's a throwback. And the game itself was awesome because it was a throwback to that era.
Well, it was a, yeah. It was
And it looked like a VHS, like the freaking screen was like, it had the VHS tape. Like,
That's cool. That's cool.
it was like
scan
a
lines and
80s
shit.
parody, yeah.
Oh, man.
cool.
But the thing that sold it for me was the soundtrack. 'Cause I played it and I'm like, dude, this soundtrack is fire, man. And then I'm like, I got to find out who
Far
does
Cry
this.
3. I haven't played that. I
What
gotta
was
check
the
that out.
YouTube?
Well, not Far Cry 3. It's Far Cry
Nah.
3 Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon.
It's like
Blood
not-
Dragon.
It's an extra part.
it's
It's
an
a
extra
expansion.
Yeah, it's like an expansion, but it has nothing to do with Far Cry.
It reminded me of that thing on YouTube with the
Oh, Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
Yes,
Yes.
it's very similar to Kung Fury. Basically, what happened was, all right, Far Cry 3, the developers, the people that made the game, were just big fans of like 80s and 90s like action movies. And as an inside joke in the office, they just said, "Yo, we want just as a joke, just for fun, let's make a fucking for ourselves. Let's just make an 80s and action,
Hell yeah.
type of game." And they
And
did
that's
it.
what happened.
And then they figured, "Yo, this is good enough to release. Let's put this out there." And I'm glad they did because it's funny, man. This shit is funny. Even the tutorial stage, like in the beginning, like the guy's like, "Yeah, man, this is this tutorial stage. I don't want to keep rambling, whatever. This is some whatever. You know how every tutorial goes, whatever, blah blah blah." And then you're just like killing people and shit. It's like every action movie trope is in that shit.
Exactly.
That's
But-
They were like, we want punk,
Yeah,
we want neon colors,
Gotta be neon.
we want
Yeah,
rock music,
dude.
and like it's just all the tropes from the 80s.
They had
all of it.
dinosaurs shooting lasers.
Jesus.
Were they homing lasers?
No, they were just lasers. Let me stop.
They had flat booties.
Pancake.
All
Incision
80s.
at the bottom.
Incision on the bottom.
Ew, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Every 80s trope, man.
But
Big boobs.
I gotta
And
say,
pancake bottoms.
I highly recommend if anybody hasn't, if you guys haven't, you don't even need to play the game. Just listen to the soundtrack. Same with us down. You like listening to video game music when you draw. I do the same thing. I just zone out, and it helps you get to like a place where you can get creative.
You're drawing certain moments.
Yeah,
and you gotta
man.
get to that headspace. Yeah.
That music, I highly recommend listening
I
to
love
the soundtrack.
80s. I love 80s synth.
So,
type shit.
anything, I'm won over it by 80 cents. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Pretty
that's
cool.
it.
I can go off what you said, and
Yeah.
like these are soundtracks that you can listen to outside of the game. Because obviously, if I was to pick soundtracks that go well in game while I play, I can have a totally different list.
Right.
Because certain things sound great when you're in the game, but if you listen to them outside, you're like,
Yeah.
it didn't match. I'm not in a dungeon right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but these are soundtracks that you can listen to anywhere. But I'm gonna go with a legendary game. You thought I was gonna say Legendary Acts, but
Nope.
not.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Street Fighter 2.
Oh, man.
Because
Okay.
I was like,
Can't hate.
because I was going through a list. I was like, what should I pick? What should I pick for my
We
stuff?
spoke about this.
And I was like, how can I not say Street Fighter 2? I'm
It's
listening
tough.
to like Chun-Li. Like I have all the songs in my head. And I'm like, Ryu, Chun-Li, Blanca, Guile, Zangief, like all these Dhalsim, all these songs in my head. I'm like, that's gotta be iconic. That's songs that I listen to and have
They're
in
all
here.
perfect. They're all
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, they're all actually pretty good.
They're all perfect for
I
the
feel-
character.
I feel like the Street Fighter series period has dope music, and they keep improving
Well-
on everything.
Well, let me tell you what pissed me off about that too, though.
Uh-oh.
What?
Because I was thinking Street Fighter 2, and I was like, Super Street Fighter. And I was like, they ruined everything in Super
I didn't
Street
remember.
Fighter.
Did they?
All the sound effects, all the music, ruined and Super Street Fighter 2.
Really?
Wow.
And Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because they used the new Q sound engine.
Oh.
Ruined, like they made Gal go Sonic Boom and all this. Like
Oh,
they
no,
changed, they changed all the sounds, changed
Hubble
all the music. I do, I do. Yeah, that's a better sound.
Yeah.
Hubble.
But I appreciate that they made Cammy's theme because that was the standout in Super Street Fighter. But nothing's beating Street Fighter 2 as far as full on like soundtrack. It's fun. Even like Vegas Stage, like all these songs. Like when I say these names, you hear the song in your head, and that's when you know you got a classic
Yeah.
because it's in there. But yeah, that's definitely going down as one of my favorite soundtracks.
Yeah, I can't even hate on that.
Now,
Like,
do you
No, I
like
can't do that.
the original Chung-Li track or the
Yes.
one Nicki Minaj did?
Anyways, so I was going to talk about Street
wait.
Fighter 4.
Wait.
Yeah.
I was still gonna, I just wanted to mention to add on to his
Oh, okay.
the
I'm
Street
sorry,
Fighter
sorry.
conversation.
All right.
Because Street Fighter 4, like the first edition of Street Fighter 4, not like Championship Edition,
Right.
had a great opening song that just got me amped up to fight.
When you gonna play it on your show though?
Listen, man. Damn, man.
Yo, he hasn't played any Street Fighter on Fighter Fridays. Man. Damn, man.
Why don't y'all calm down? Why don't y'all calm
When you
down?
playing Karate Champ?
Stop.
Yo,
No,
If you busted out Karate Champ, I would laugh so hard.
No. I'm gonna play Pit Fighter next.
Can we get some?
Oh.
Can we get some? Can we
Pit
get some?
Fighter.
You air Kung Fu, whatever the hell it is.
What?
Believe it or
Like the
not,
first fighting game ever.
Oh God.
we have the new
Wow.
retro gaming area ready. So if you want to do Pit Fighter, we could do.
I'm
Oh,
tempted,
gosh.
but
We
nah,
could do a
I'm not gonna
co-op
do that.
Fighter Fridays. It's all set up. Though. It's all set up.
Tight
Pit
ass.
Fighter
Pit
is
Fighter.
Oh, dude,
I have
know
really good memories.
Listen,
I don't wanna play
listen.
I have
some
some good memories.
I have good memories also, but I know I'm gonna be in for a surprise.
I'm afraid of it.
Nostalgia is like
Yo, the pixels are gonna be disgusting.
But no, I feel a certain way about the last boss being like a gimp or like
Nah,
a
man, he's like Demolition.
Demolition,
a
dominatrix.
Demolition.
You know
type
what it is?
thing. Like,
he was
it's-
wearing
it's
leather
a way
pants
about
and he
that.
was covered up
It's-
for the most part.
No.
you know how they have beer goggles, right? They got nostalgia
He was
goggles.
naked.
Nostalgia goggles.
No, hold. Was
just as bad as
Pit
Rick.
Fire 3 players in the arcade?
It's the
Yeah.
place.
Oh,
yeah,
that's in the arcade,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
And then you punch me, go.
No, we're gonna play it.
Back
we're
in
gonna,
the day, that was my favorite arcade.
We're gonna-
That was awesome.
I
One of these
loved
Fridays,
it.
but not this Friday. This Friday, I'm
No,
supposed,
no, no. Whenever.
I'm supposed to be playing Street Fighter 4.
Oh.
There you go. There you go, Street Fighter. Yeah.
No, not Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter.
Wait, what the?
Do Street Fighter. Start with Street Fighter 1.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Street Fighter 5.
With Sam Kinison on the top.
Sam Kinison. What the hell is that? No, sorry.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter 5 is gonna happen this Friday. All right, Turbo, you're up.
My next, okay, my next game after Final Fantasy 2 is Phantasy Star 2.
Oh, you took mine, you son of a bitch.
Phantasy
So
Star
I
2.
gotta replace it. Okay, I'll replace
So
it.
a Genesis song gets best sound. Okay.
No, man.
Hell, that's one of the best soundtracks ever created. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
What song? Which game? What game?
Phantasy Star 2.
I was
Oh, okay.
close to picking Phantasy Star 1, but I was like, no, 2's got more. Like, we're talking soundtrack,
Full on
body
soundtrack.
of work.
And I'll tell you why you decided that. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Phantasy Star 1 has some incredible music. You know what
When you
decided
want to
it?
save, like that
Dude,
music when you
the
save.
town is depressing. It makes me want to kill myself in Phantasy Star 1. It's the most depressing town music I've ever fucking heard. It's sad.
It is sad.
It's
music.
sad.
Yeah.
Part 2 had it on lockdown.
No,
Sorry.
the town music in Phantasy Star 2 was awesome. When you save, it's awesome. When you're reviving somebody, it's
Everything's awesome.
Remember Uzo, the mountain?
Yeah.
let's
Yep.
see.
I'll never forget Uzo.
It's called Secret Ways. For anyone who wants to look that up, Secret Ways. That soundtrack is awesome. And then even when you're on like the dams, the dungeons,
All good. Perfect.
Dungeons before the dams.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Don't mention the
Is
dance.
is the town music? You were just saying how the town music was depressing. Is the town music like
In Phantasy Star 1.
like in the end of in the Incredible Hulk TV show?
no.
Bling 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 bling.
No.
Yo, that's the worst. That is the worst. It's like every time, it's so sad. Every time he helps somebody, he
Mad
just walks
sad,
away.
yo.
He's walking down the highway by himself.
And the credits just roll.
Yup.
You're like, yo, what
That ain't that sad.
that's depressing.
That is terrible. But even when you're on like Dezolis, the music and the overworld's
Awesome.
awesome. The dungeons were awesome. Last stage were awesome. The bosses.
The stores were awesome.
Yeah.
Music. The little jingles that they had for every single store.
Yeah.
Perfect. When you get a companion, amazing.
Yes.
Emotional moments, amazing.
Yeah.
The entire
Was the stores?
That's one of them. That's one of
them.
That's when
every-
that's when you save. But I think that might be regular stores also. Yeah, it might. But
Funny thing is-
that was an awesome tune.
funny thing is that would probably be in my top 3 soundtracks of all time.
No.
What if they
That
re-
is amazing soundtrack.
No, when you level up, like it's like
Yeah.
it's when you kill
Okay.
somebody, it's awesome.
Battle music.
Yeah, the battle music is great. It's like for every single part of the game, the soundtrack is crazy.
Yeah.
So I had to pick Phantasy Star.
It- it's-
I just got an idea for another podcast.
What's that?
Butchered soundtracks that got remade over.
I'm gonna have to drink a lot for that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
trying
Speaking
to
of
think.
Fantasy Star,
There's only one
Same
game
here.
I can think of.
speaking of
right off
Fantasy
the top of my-
Star,
off the top of my
no,
head.
they butchered a lot of
Sega
Sega
Ages.
ages.
Soundtracks?
That butchered that fucking soundtrack.
Sega
Yep.
ages ruined a lot of.
ruined
When it comes to
Yeah.
Sega IPs and you're redoing them, they're the most fragile IPs.
We should just
there
go.
is.
Just
They're
it should
so
be.
fragile. They're so fragile.
The topic should be like all the Sega
Just
they'll be all
Sega
Sega.
titles that
Sega
been butchered.
They'll be all
Soundtracks that
Sega.
have been butchered.
Worst
That's
Sega
it.
soundtracks.
It's all
butchered.
Sega. Just go down the list. Everybody shares the same opinion.
Yep.
Just go down the list.
Next up for me is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh,
Stole mine. That was definitely
Well, now
a
you
remake
can switch
yourself.
it out for an old one.
no,
Yeah,
well, you
exactly.
Switch it out now.
could, if you have something else.
But yeah, I mean, it's
I wish I could
everything
do that.
Final Fantasy VII was, and just redone with current instruments and mastering and just a full orchestra, like insane.
Beyond what you can imagine.
Exactly. And that last
Wow.
battle, what?
Does it have like a 9? Does it have like a 9-disc soundtrack? Like
Something
it's
like that.
ridiculous.
It was
It's like the songs. There's so many songs.
played it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Still haven't
beautiful.
played it yet.
There's songs that I heard that aren't on the soundtrack in the game. Like there's so many titles.
Yeah, dude, it's just beautiful.
But they
And I-
took classic stuff, made it better.
Yeah.
That's
Sure
a remake
did.
done better.
I
Not
can't. I don't have an opinion because I haven't played the game.
You've heard some of the music.
I've only played the original.
You've heard some of the music though.
I have heard some of the
I've
music.
heard the original.
and I have, you know that I like what I
Oh, yeah.
heard from
Oh,
what
yeah.
from what you gave.
I can't wait for
was
you to
like-
hear the actual.
I was
the
like,
whole thing.
oh, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to play, but it's just like the timing. I had to make decisions on certain games on what to play and the like I literally made a checklist of like games that I could play during the time I was out, and I'm like, all right, I can get this many games done. Like it was all about efficiency, how many games I
You
could
don't
play.
want to fly through that game.
No,
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 definitely
no,
not.
no.
Love them
Especially
Don't
that,
fly
a
through
franchise like that brought me into that.
Yeah,
that game,
you want to take your time with that.
Final
tell
Fantasy
you-
VII brought me into RPGs.
I'll tell you some of the magic they did in that. They took the Sephiroth theme
Yes.
and mixed
no.
it with Aerith's theme.
Oh,
Like they did stuff
Really?
that
Fire.
wasn't even supposed to happen.
What?
Fire.
And they did it and made it fire.
That's awesome.
Fire.
That's
And if you know about it and you know the story of the game, you're like, I can't believe they just like it's
That's
hitting you. It's
weird.
hitting you a certain way. You're
That's
like,
why I
I
want
can't
to
believe
see the
they
original
did
first.
this.
Telling
Yes.
you.
Yes.
That soundtrack is
I've walked
fire.
back into rooms and stand there and just listen to the song. Like when you go to Underground and the thugs come after you, I stood in that area for a while.
Yep.
Because they had some like it's crazy. They had a remix of a remix in the area, and I'm like, yo, I'm staying right here.
Music was fire, man.
nah.
That's
Fire.
awesome.
You know
No,
what I'm
from
saying?
what from the little bit of that I heard, it was really good. I was like, wow.
And they would wipe
And
the
I remember
soundtrack
that-
off of YouTube in seconds.
It's
Second it gets
fucked up.
up there, they take it off.
It's fucked up
I
because
just need to buy that soundtrack digitally. I don't
It'll
care.
cost you $300.
Yeah, yeah.
Soundtrack is huge. That cost you like $300.
That's a lot of
Digitally?
tracks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tracks, man. That's a lot of tracks.
I know.
Just rip it from the disc, man.
Wow.
Get that shit illegally, man.
Just get your
Get it-
VHS tape, stand in one spot,
Go in.
record it
Yeah.
for like 2-3 minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
and then put
That's it.
that's your track.
That's
Damn.
it. Just
Fade it at the end.
rip the MP3, and there you go.
Yes.
You got your
Now you
song.
got to convert the MP3.
Absolute. Absolute.
Yes, rip that shit.
You might have a little hiss in the background, but it's
No,
it's
no,
real
it's
though.
good.
It's real. It's real.
It's good.
That's the way to do it.
That's how we used to do it.
Yeah, man. Right up
in the old
MTV.
days, man.
Right up MTV off the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are they talking in the middle of the song? It's the video version, man. Snoop, why'd you stop the song, man?
All right.
Style, what you got?
I'm gonna go with. Well, I had to replace Phantasy Star 2 because Turbo mentioned it. Obviously, that would be on my list. But to bring up one of the ones that weren't on it, I have to replace it with Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, that's on my
I have to replace it with Streets of Rage 4, man. After it's funny because I went through all of the Streets of Rage soundtracks recently just to
Same
see
here.
what had the best.
Even 3.
And well, I'll get to that. But you know what? You know what? I was very surprised that 1 has a better soundtrack than 2, easily, easily.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize. I always thought in my head that 2 had the
That
better
2 has the
soundtrack.
better sound-
2 was the better game,
Yeah.
but 1 had the better soundtrack.
2 has the
One
better
had-
stage 1 song.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what people always play the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
There
stage.
was 3 tracks in
Yes.
part 2 that I was like, oh, these are fire. But part 1, I was like, every single track to me was fire.
Yeah.
In part 1.
You know, it's
the
crazy.
last stage, even the last stage track,
It
it's
was
like every single track
so
was
amazing.
I'm gonna do this just to make it a little bit quicker. That's my honorable mention is Streets of Rage 4, and Streets of Rage 1 is my
That
is
won
my,
you
my
over?
pick. So just to go out, we'll just talk about it together
Yeah, yeah,
because
okay.
I couldn't decide what the hell to pick
Well, that's one of those
I
franchises.
definitely when you
know-
recommended,
Yeah.
when you recommended to listen to the first one, because I
Not
was
many
originally
people
gonna-
listen to it. Yeah,
I
they've
was
been
gonna
like,
say 2. I was like, yo, definitely
listen
Streets
to
of Rage
1
2.
again.
I listened to 1, I listened to 2, and then I listened to 4 again. I have 4, so I'm like, all right.
and it's like,
And I'm
holy
like,
shit.
wow, you are totally
Way ahead of its
right.
time.
You are way
Part 1. Way ahead
You know
of
what's
its time.
crazy about
I
it?
still remember the theme for the first
Way
one.
ahead
I
of
did
its
some
time.
research on this. When at the time, what was it, 92 or 90, around
think
like,
it was
in the
90,
90s, like early 90s.
Yeah.
When it came out, techno or like club music wasn't like, it was still underground. It
Yeah, it was
wasn't
new.
like a big thing. So that was way ahead of its time.
Well, he robbed the shit
That was
out of it.
CNC Music Factory.
No, but it was still underground at the time, though. It wasn't mainstream. Obviously, eventually it became mainstream. But at the time when he did that, I guess-
Everybody.
Everybody. Yeah, that's exactly what we heard in every track.
Yeah.
But yeah, Peter Cap,
It
he
works,
just said,
man.
he said it's interesting because he wants to go back and compare him. It's funny because I thought the same exact
I
thing.
recommend
I
it,
thought
yeah.
2 was better in
Same,
every way.
same.
And it is, except for the soundtrack.
Play-wise, yes.
The soundtrack,
a lot-
holy shit.
A lot of our selection is based off of what we played the most of anyway, because nostalgia plays a
Yes.
big role in
Yeah,
all
of
this
course,
too.
of course.
And the thing is, I didn't want to get caught up. I'm like, all right, let me go to 4 now.
Right.
And I'm going to each and every track, and the first stage remind me of 1 and 2, and I'm like,
Yep.
then the jail stage when the beat drops, I said, that's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. And then there was the dock stage. I'm like, okay.
No, there's moments.
But then I'm
in
like,
that game.
but still to me, 1 was a little bit higher until the elevator.
Elevator stage was sick.
Till the fucking elevator.
Elevator
I
stage
said,
was
this might be the
sick.
best track I've heard. Like, it's
And if
still.
y'all don't know, there's an extended version of that song on YouTube. You need to download it.
The elevator stage in Streets of Rage 4 is one of my favorite video game tracks of all time.
It's a great track.
No,
It
it's awesome.
reminds me of a Rocky training montage mixed with some like heroic shit. You can't lose to that music. You can't die to
Dude.
that music.
You can use that. I
Working out, anything.
I
It's
experimented
so
with
good.
that soundtrack just on my own time. I was like, yo, let me see how that track sounds with like different trailers.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Dude,
man.
it's so
I just threw it in the background of different
fucking
trailers, and I was
good.
like, wow, this really it works for any trailer. It's like it gets you so
So
hyped. You're like,
good.
oh shit.
And originally it was Floyd Araya's trailer when they
Yeah.
showed the game was 4 players, and I heard
Yes.
the track. For the minute, whatever, I said that track is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I hope it's just not some trailer shit.
Yeah.
And then when you play the game, you hear it, you're like,
Yeah.
and the
Well, it takes a
tune-
while for you to
the
get there,
tune
yeah.
before it.
Yes.
It transition. That's some new shit. That's some new
Transition.
shit. It transitions. It
Yes.
waits for you to walk into the next
Yes.
room.
It's dynamic, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and then
dynamic,
it
yeah.
starts mixing in with the last track. It's like, oh, my mind is blown. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
nah,
They
I'm
did that
like,
thing, man.
I'm like, nah.
We should
4.
do another run through of that game.
No, I will always play that. I
man.
play that game on some bullshit all the time. No, that is that soundtrack. I'm like, yo, they did a sick job because they were nervous that they wouldn't hold up with the series.
Yeah.
And if you heard part 3, which is absolute diarrhea,
God, awful.
the soundtrack's diarrhea.
Poopy?
Not one good song.
And it plays.
Poopy?
It's
And
no,
the
it's,
action is better than 2 and 1.
Oh, yeah.
I would
But
say
the music,
default.
the music is
Default.
the
No,
music-
disgusting.
It's worse than default.
It's disgusting.
It's
It's poopy.
how you gonna do a music? That's how it sounds like. That's not music.
Boom, zap, pow.
It sounds like I'm trying to like make a song while taking a shit. No, that's not how it's supposed to sound.
Just play it on mute.
But no, but
It doesn't
4.
stop.
Can we do a playthrough of Streets of Rage 3?
But no music.
No, replace with the with other game music.
Do they have it on 360?
Can you do that?
Do they have it on 360?
If it's on
do.
360,
If
you
it's
can.
on 360, yes.
I
that's
think
right.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
If you
It
can,
should be on
we could
360.
replace
We
it.
should do that.
Or you can just pick the level game 3 in part 4 and just play it with those songs.
Just have a
Yeah, yeah,
soundtrack
yeah,
and
yeah.
That's why it's
just have a soundtrack play through the background.
because you can pick those characters with the same moves.
Oh,
So it's
it does change.
No, I'm
the
telling
whole
you
thing,
that
man.
as soon as the elevator track kicked, I'm like, nope, this is the best Streets of Rage music I've heard. It's slightly
it's
better
fucked
than
up.
1 to me. Slightly.
I was
Slightly.
man, I was so
One's
torn. I was
next
like,
one, jeez.
I had to choose, but I'm like, I was gonna say 2, but then I went back.
Yeah, listen to it.
I went to 1, 2, and then I heard 4 again. I heard a little bit of 3, but I was like, nah, man.
But yeah, that's my pick.
We listened to everything that day too. Yeah, Shinobi going.
Oh, we were playing all
Yeah.
kinds
No,
of
I
shit.
listened to a lot of shit too.
Shinobi's dope too. Shinobi Revenge is dope.
He did Legacy of the Wizard music. We found out. I was like, what? What the hell?
We'll go to you, man, because I
Legacy of the
already
Wizard.
said what my pick
Okay.
was. So
Okay, I'm gonna go into one that everyone should listen to. Listen, all these soundtracks that we're talking about, you should go on YouTube, type in the soundtrack. They have OSTs of them all, basically. Near Automata is one that, like,
I've heard things about
certain games, music blows your mind, and it's hard with newer games because newer games don't have the melodic flavor that you hear like in the old simple games. Because you can hum those games in your head like all the time. You have the melody in your head. Newer games, like no one's saying God of War doesn't have spectacular music. No one's saying like Devil May Cry has like a killer soundtrack. But what it is, and like all the new role players, like all these games have phenomenal.
good
Horizon,
music.
all
Last
of them
of
are
Us, they're all good
phenomenal,
music, good
phenomenal
soundtracks,
music.
yeah.
But when the music makes you sit there with mouth open, sitting there like I can't go past this area because I don't want to leave this song. That's when you know it has that magic.
It has to hit you in a certain way.
And
Emotionally.
Nier, there's a part in Nier where you're on like a roller coaster, and there's fireworks popping off in the background. You're standing on the roller coaster, and this moment where this music hits, and I'm like, I hope this never ends. I hope this never ends. I'm like shedding a tear, wiping tears from my eyes at this game.
That's crazy.
And
That's
like,
crazy.
it's like some of the songs have vocals in it, but they're not like English vocals. Like you
Bathroom
can't.
line.
All right, we
Japanese
don't need to know
vocals?
that.
Japanese vocals?
Not even. It's just like vocals that you don't understand, but it's just going
Gibberish?
so perfect with the song. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying,
It's not a discernible
But it
language.
sounds amazing.
but I
That
love
sounds
it. Yeah.
You don't need to know the words. Don't need to know the words.
But it gives it a certain thing that makes it different than a lot of other soundtracks. Like you put instrumentals on, and like I said, you'll forget them even if they're great. But the fact that they added something just weird in it that sounds so phenomenal, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely magic. Whoever did this is on something.
They did a good job.
Yeah, and the fact that the game is great too, but that helps. When the game is great, it helps the music. But yeah, definitely a soundtrack that's odd, but I want to play it, and I want to play it in like a drive-through. So people be like, "What the hell are you listening to?" I was like, "I don't know, man, but I want a number 2. Let's get this going."
Word.
No, it's great. It's a great soundtrack, and that, like certain games just make you want to go out and search for the soundtrack. Or see if you can buy the actual soundtrack to it, and that was one of them.
That's pretty much the top 5 is games that you definitely
That
want
you
to. That
buy.
you don't mind buying.
Yeah, that you buy.
You don't mind paying money for because you want to have that.
Chase Red in the chat. What's going on?
Chase Red.
Chase
What's good, man?
Red. Oh,
Yo.
man.
What's good, man?
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's a classic. Man.
He's playing Shine Force 3 while watching. That's amazing.
Yeah, baby.
So what about you,
I
Cap?
was playing
Turp.
Shining Force 2.
All right, let's see what the next one is on the list. Castlevania 4.
Castlevania 4.
Castlevania 4.
4.
That's a hard choice when you talking about Castlevania.
I was
man.
actually just listening to that today because I was listening to a couple Castlevanias, so I was like, I know people are going to mention Castlevania. I'm not going to mention the other
Yep.
ones because I know which one's going to come up. So I was like, let me name one that's awesome. I was going to name Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, which was the multiplayer one because it has a compilation of like every awesome Castlevania track ever.
That was on the DS?
That was on
That was on Xbox
PlayStation
360.
3 and Xbox 360, but it was only
was remixes,
4-player local for PS3. What?
It was remixes though.
It was remixes, but still they were awesome.
I was way off.
That doesn't count. No.
I was way off.
But yeah, it was called Castlevania HD. That's why the Harmony of Distance. Yeah, that's why they did it like that.
Okay.
But
That's garbage.
that's the reason why. Yeah,
Castlevania HD is garbage.
Dude, Castlevania HD.
Yeah, it's like
That is funny.
Yeah, so it's like the Harmony of
Wow.
Distance. That's the reason why, and it had like it had characters from
All
the
the games.
DS, all the games. But I did Castlevania 4 because that was a standalone game, and come on, theme of Simon Belmont was awesome. They
One of the best songs of all time.
Yeah, they also had what was it? It was a couple of tracks.
I should set that to my alarm to wake up to.
They had a remix of Castlevania 1's Vampire Killer in there, which was awesome. They had Bloody Tears, which was a remix of Castlevania 2's
Bloody Tears.
and the Treasury Room. That's one of my favorite tracks, and it was just an awesome. Castlevania 4 was awesome, especially when you playing that at the same time you're playing Final Fantasy 2. It was Super Nintendo was just like wow, it was crazy for music.
The sound chip was crazy.
Yep.
Oh, 4 was good.
Yeah. So
Makes me want to play it now.
Actually, to be honest,
Castlevania 4 had not, and every stage had great music, but those were the ones I mentioned was the most memorable tracks. But
Simon's theme.
It was awesome. And Simon's theme was
one of the
awesome
best
track.
tracks ever made.
Yep. Yep.
That should be in every Castlevania, every first stage, all the time.
No, they're not gonna top
Even
it.
with the
Hell yeah! Open the door, every Castlevania.
Can't hate on any of these choices, man.
no,
Can't
they're,
hate on
they're
any.
all good.
know.
They're
choices.
all fucking
They're all
good.
cho- If one of y'all said Streets of Rage 3, I'd say leave.
Can't
That is
hate
a
on
terrible
anybody.
fucking. I don't care who you are. That's a terrible soundtrack.
I don't think anybody has a soundtrack.
It's
that where
horrible.
It's like, come on, man. Why?
Nah, I'm about to
Come
give y'all one right now.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Come on, dude. Why you gotta break it? Why you gotta break the chain?
What you got?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, I hate you.
Wait, is that?
Oh!
I agree with you, trying to love that. That's just my
You
shit.
gonna
Yo,
take,
it's like
you
you're
gonna take
beating
me on a
ass-
ride?
Huh?
You gonna take me on a ride?
Take me for a ride.
Take you for a ride.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
It's just a fucking loop, man. It's not even
I
a,
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
it's not even a song. It's a loop. It's literally
I
like
can't believe you said
And that's
that.
just for the character select.
Yeah, exactly.
it's a
and
loop
then-
of the same shit over.
And
Take
then
me for a ride.
every stage, you're kicking ass with your favorite characters to some classy jazz shit. It's so fucking dope.
that really
Like,
screams Marvel.
I feel like I should have been drinking a martini.
Yo, Jay's so upset. Look how mad he is.
No,
Jay's so mad.
I
He's
hated
so
that
mad.
soundtrack.
You fight
I
to
did
the
not
wrong
like,
music
No, dude,
the
I did not
whole
like that
game.
sound.
No, seriously, I'm with you.
I didn't like that soundtrack.
Because that was like nothing. Like it didn't
It
scream.
made no sense.
It makes no goddamn sense
made
at
no
all. It doesn't
sense.
say
Yo,
Marvel.
It made me laugh the entire time. It made me laugh. That's all I can say. It made me laugh.
No, the first time playing, I remember it was on the Dreamcast. I was like, "Yo, let me try playing this shit." Get to the select screen. I'm gonna take you for a ride. I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" I'm like, "All right, yo,
Bruh,
it's
That's
jazzy.
nonsense.
It's
Let's take
jazzy
you for
through
a
the
ride."
whole shit." I'm like, "Oh
It was
man."
mad. It was classy jazz music,
Take you
and
for
you
a
that-
were
ride.
beating people down. With
I
it.
gotta
love
say
it.
that whoever was in charge of like producing the music, like whoever the head
They did Street Fighter 3 probably.
music,
That's probably who it was.
yeah, yes. But
Wow.
yeah, no,
Take
that-
it for a ride.
I couldn't damn man, why'd you have to come up with that? Like as soon as I said that,
Exactly.
And not
you
for
had to
nothing.
like you did it like perfect timing. I had no, this
And
was
not
not
for
rehearsed.
nothing. Turbo only hates it because he never beat me in the game.
Oh,
shit. Wow,
Chalk,
no.
you put that in right
No, I hate it because
Turbo,
Turbo, the
podcast.
last
It's a
time we
right now.
played that. Turbo, the last
But-
time we played that at a game.
What
convention,
but you know what? That's your own list.
you
So
got smacked.
that's your
What
own
sucks
list.
is
I'll
what
kill you
sucks.
next time.
What sucks is when you say the soundtrack, all I think it was a big polygon boat coming up in ice, and these big
With the airship.
sumo guys like balloons in the background.
airship.
That's what I see when you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
this. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
ruining everything in my head.
Well, it's gonna take you for a ride.
It's gonna take you. For
Let's
a
move
while.
on. Let's move to something else.
Dude. I see. I'm gonna
Cleanse my
see,
palate.
Jay's so angry. He's like, I'm sober now.
bro.
Pissed me
If
off.
I go to hell, that's what I'm gonna hear every day.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
On a loop. And he's just gonna be sitting in the seat,
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
No.
not going on a ride at all.
No,
What's funny is I do remember the music though. I do remember.
that you
It's
will
so memorable.
always remember that.
It's
Yeah.
super memorable.
it's hypnotizing.
Because it's like, what the fuck is
It's
going
brainwashing.
Like this isn't Street Fighter. This is not Marvel either. Like what is
No,
going
man.
on?
Fighting
I'm
game.
in a jazz club with Marvel and Capcom characters.
It's equivalent. It's like the sound, the sound version of the box art, bad box art. Mega Man.
Jesus.
Imagine if Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had an awesome soundtrack. It'd be
Damn.
crazy.
It's still the best in the series, though. in
It's
my
a great.
opinion.
It's still
No,
the best.
listen.
It's still the
Fighting,
best. It is.
play wise, yes. I
It is
agree.
the best.
I agree with you. Yeah, but
But you had to deal with that.
I hate that.
I don't know.
I
what
hate
deal.
that
Ah,
sound.
man.
You were
had
just
to
mad
deal.
because you couldn't beat me in the game.
I
Talk
think
with flavor right now.
I think what it is. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. It's what I was saying before. Like there's beer goggles, so where you're just like you just
The
get
game
blinded.
is great. Yes.
This is nostalgia goggles. You love the game. You love the gameplay, but you have nostalgia goggles, meaning like nothing. It can do no wrong.
I want to see
You're
you
not gonna
roll up. I want to see you roll up with those songs in your car.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
oh, dude.
On repeat?
Nah, man.
Yo, give me a summer. Roll the
right,
windows down.
Yo,
Let's
DJ
do
in a
that.
club
Keep-
and throw
keep
that
it-
on there.
Keep an eye on TikTok. We might have something for y'all.
Hey,
Bro,
hey,
True.
no, dude. I tried to post a reel with that song in there, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, what?
We'll
I
get
couldn't
it.
find
We
the
got you.
original, actually.
We got you. We
I'll
got you.
find that
All right,
shit.
we gonna do
I
that.
will find that shit.
Jeez.
Seriously.
What you got?
Take you for a ride.
I got. Well, you know,
Oh no.
Astral Chain.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
You know
Astral
what's-
Chain is one of the best.
Because I knew you were
Wow.
gonna pick that. I've had a feeling you were gonna put that
Easily,
on, and I was gonna put that on my list. But I was
Easily.
like, I have a feeling Eric's gonna put it on his
Of course
list.
he was gonna.
And I know I listen,
Easily.
it's a dope. I couldn't fucking
Easily.
pick one, but I knew that you were gonna. I had a feeling that you would pick that,
That
so I put
soundtrack.
that on the honorable mentions just as an extra. So I can't hate on you for that because that is a dope.
That's
soundtrack.
like your near pick. It's
Yes.
like it's every
It's dope.
because when you first play the game, it's just like you feel like you're playing an anime, right? You're playing
Yes.
basically playing an anime with its own little story, but like
No,
as each fuckery thing happens in the game, the tracks just get
yes,
really
they get darker and
it's
darker.
so
It
it's
gets
just
crazier and
crazy. I
Yes.
can't even really explain it. And it's probably the only soundtrack I've ever heard that gave me goosebumps. Like
Yeah,
legit
especially
goosebumps, especially towards the end.
Towards
Like,
the end, it really
it
did.
really the climax of that game, it just really
Yeah.
shoots up through the roof,
Yes.
and the soundtrack goes along with what's going on in the game. And oh my god, like there's different versions of certain songs. Like there's a certain like enemy that has like 3 different versions of a song. And each
Oh,
version,
dude,
each
yes.
version is like,
yes,
dude, and
Yes,
not
yes,
no
I know.
spoiler or anything,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a certain part where I think it's might be like the second time you fight that person, and the song that they put with it, that's when the goosebumps happened. I hit pause and I said, holy shit. I was just like, yo,
That's when it's great.
it was
I
too much for
remember-
me to emotionally handle,
Yes.
and like it was more than just playing a game at that point. It was just like
An
Experience.
It was an
It
experience.
wasn't just this is a cool game. I was just like, I gotta take a step back. This is fucking crazy right now.
Yeah, for anybody out
Like
there that
it's
likes,
really crazy.
if you like anime type games, like anime style games, like this basically took everything that's great about anime and manga and stuff like that. Like I love,
blows you away, man.
and I haven't been into the manga or anime game in a long time. I have a lot. I stopped watching it for years, but this brought
what-
me back. This was like, wow.
It's
I'm
what Platinum Games does, man.
I wish.
This is what they
They're
do.
ge-
I
they're
wish they-
geniuses, man.
I-
Whoever's in charge of the music.
I
is
almost wish that they'd made like
Crazy.
a Netflix show or something like that, like to expand the universe and to expand.
Well, Nintendo has it now, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we'll see.
Listen, man, I'm
for a
happy
reason
for
they
that.
have it.
Yeah.
But like, other than the part that gave me goosebumps, there was another
man.
part, where it hits the height of the story, like a twist. And like you go to this one place, and it's slow music, right? It's like slow, good music, but it's good, but it's slow. But you eventually come back there, and it's a up-paced version of that. And with it still has to do with what's going on, and you're like. You hit pause again. You're like, yo, just like
The thing I love.
this is just fucking crazy, right? Like it's you almost don't want to beat the game because
Yeah.
there's just so much cool shit going on, and it seems like a default anime experience at the beginning. It's like,
Yeah.
this is kind of like a default story. It looks
it's-
cool moves,
it's
cool little
its
things.
own thing.
But I would probably say maybe halfway. Halfway is like there's like a kicking point where you're like,
yeah.
oh shit,
No,
there's
dude.
like real things going on here.
Dude, the halfway point is really when, actually, the first quarter of the game. It's like that's when you realize, yo, this is different from any game I've ever played.
It's not a
It
Devil
doesn't
May
play
Cry,
like it doesn't play like anything.
Not a
This is-
near.
This is
it's its
an
own-
ambitious game. It's its own thing. You like I can't even compare it to anything else.
There's-
Yeah, it takes some elements here and there from certain things, but it's its own thing. And it's and
I
the
haven't
music.
played it yet, but I've heard you guys play the music.
The
and
music
I know
is
what it
fucking-
is.
You heard the music, yeah.
I
you
know
know
what it is.
dope.
And
It's dope. Yeah.
after, those moments I mentioned, but Jay, you probably know exactly what I'm about to talk about.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
All right?
Oh yeah.
If you guys never play Astral Chain ever, if you have no intentions in playing this game, please look up the track Task Force.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
the
yes.
Task Force headquarters
Yes.
in Astral Chain.
You
all
know,
I'm
You wouldn't
gonna
know.
say.
You wouldn't know where. That
I'm
was
gonna
from.
say this.
Dude, it's
If you know Happy Console Gamer,
happy yo.
if you watch his channel, if you watch his review on Astral Chain, he has the actually damn.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's like
actually
the-
jealous.
The vinyl?
I'm
I
actually
think he has
jealous.
the vinyl
He has
for
the
it.
vinyl. He has the
Damn.
vinyl. He collected the vinyl for the game, which I'm actually kind of jealous because I'm like, damn.
I should
man,
buy
that's
all
a-
these vinyls. For
that-
real.
I should-
If
yeah,
it's
seriously.
available.
No,
But-
but that track in the headquarters.
He
I
mentioned that too.
fucking
He
love
said
it.
even in the beginning, it's like he's like I just started playing. I just had to listen to it. Just like wow, it's so
You sit there. And
it's
you're
compelling. It's just like wow,
Like,
this
this
is
is so soothing.
Oh, what's the name of the track again?
Task Force headquarters. Just put in Task Force
just
headquarters.
play the game. Just play
Yeah,
it.
do that.
Just
Do
play
that.
it. Just play it because you're
Oh,
gonna
oh,
hear it
yeah,
right
this
away.
track. I keep hearing this track.
Don't play it on the thing.
Don't
'cause
play
we
it
won't
now,
get
man.
monetized. We
Yeah,
won't
dude,
get,
don't play it
we'll
now,
get
man.
demonetized.
can't
Don't play it
play
now,
music.
No,
dude.
you're not gonna hear
Don't
it.
play it
Like,
now.
I'm
Don't play it
I'm playing
now.
it through my headphones.
Okay.
I'm not
okay.
gonna
You
go-
guys
I'm
all
not gonna
listen in the chat. Go on YouTube and listen to this.
Oh
You're
my
not
god.
gonna
But
hear it.
yeah, that soundtrack is
Don't get the
easily top 5.
Oh my
Easily.
God.
I don't disagree.
I can't.
What you got? Al?
Oh man, I got stuff to pick from. All right, some of it I'm like I had held back because I'm like I'll figure it out. All right, Final Fantasy VII original soundtrack.
Okay.
I
Only
thought you said Final Fantasy 1, the
The original.
I was like, wait.
no.
I was about to say, wait.
What?
That's where it all started.
That's where it started.
Yes, it is where it started, but no, that's not what I said. Final Fantasy VII is the it's the RPG that got me into RPGs. I
That's a dope track.
I didn't know you guys at the time when I first actually when I just met you in school when I just got Final Fantasy.
7th grade.
Yep. The first thing you said was, "Yo, you check out that Final Fantasy."
I was like, yes, son, this shit's fire. No.
So I was like, I wasn't into RPGs at all. I had no idea that they existed at the time. So Final Fantasy VII was the first when I got my PlayStation. Final Fantasy VII was the first game RPG that I was exposed to. And the thing I got to be honest, the thing that got me into it was the music and it was just a different gaming experience. I never played
There's a lot of cinemas, full motion.
Yeah,
That was totally
no,
different.
It was
Popeye
completely
arms.
different.
Yeah,
completely different. I'm like,
didn't worry
wow.
about that.
I'm like, there's no you don't go in there and fight. You have to command the person to do something, and then he does it.
That was my Final Fantasy 2 version.
right.
For you, it was 7.
But for me, it was 7. That was the thing that got me into it. And going back, it's funny because I was like, should I go to listen? I got to listen to all the stuff, right? And I'm like, all right, let me go back and listen to the original Final Fantasy VII tracks.
There's a reason it's held up so high.
And
It's the
holy
regards are crazy.
shit, man! As far as listen, I do music for a hobby. I do music production and stuff like that. So I'm listening to the what they did to these tracks and just the progression on how they did the tracks. And let me tell you, man, it's not just the Sephiroth theme song, which by the way has I counted. I was like, what the fuck? It's 13 minutes long. The whole entire song in its entirety is 13 minutes
It's
long.
a Disney orchestra for
And
it.
it's and it changes
That's
and
how
it
badass
changes.
the man is.
So there's and it's a progression. It starts off dope, man.
I can march
With
to
with
work
the doom.
during that whole song.
Bro, I gotta be honest. I listened to that walking home from work, and I was like, and I had it in my headphones, and I was like, wow. I didn't even feel the walk home. I was like, this, literally the entire song. I listened to it all the way home, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing fucking soundtrack.
Is that why your hair was white?
Yeah. And then I started floating, and I was like, no. So, but there was some other good sound. The entire soundtrack is awesome. The battle music is fucking dope. Even when you go into the towns, even when you beat Sephiroth for the first time in the game, that fucking song, the track that plays, I'm like, wow, I never even realized.
Everything's epic.
It's epic, yeah, everything.
Epic
and it's
Mickey.
really well constructed.
It's Disney.
Really well constructed. And to think at the time, when that was made, it was originally made for the Super Nintendo, which didn't happen because Sony
Well, Nintendo 64.
Sony and Tony.
Sony and
Sony
Tony.
and Tony.
Sony and Tony.
No,
Nintendo 64.
Sony and Nintendo were gonna make Sony was gonna make the CD add-on to the Super Nintendo. That fucking didn't happen. They
Not
went
became
with Panasonic.
Panasonic, man.
They went with Panasonic, and
Amazing system.
yeah, and that's the first time Nintendo licensed their their system or whatever. And
That was the best version of Street Fighter.
Sony went on their own way, and they took it. So it actually shows, when you're listening to the original soundtrack, it actually shows that, because they didn't go, listen, even though Sony was a CD-based console, it shows that they didn't go that route, that they used the sound effects, some of the sounds that they used for Super Nintendo
Yeah.
was used in the original production of the soundtrack. And it's beautiful, man.
I did not know.
It's
I did not know.
It is beautiful.
Didn't know about the Sasquatch.
It is beautiful. Anyway, that's my pick, man.
All right.
That's my pick.
All right. I got one that's pretty much going to be on everyone's list, but I'm going to say it because I'm going to say it first.
Get it out the way so I can replace it.
Mega Man 2.
That was on my list.
Of course it was.
That's not on my
Yeah,
list.
I knew it. I knew someone was going to say Mega Man.
That was on my honorable
I'm surprised
mentions,
it
but-
lasted this long with nobody saying
Well,
it.
the thing is, my fifth pick is just jumping between 5 titles, so I'm like, I don't know what to fucking pick. But
Just
I
gotta
was hoping
cross off
someone
shit.
would say Mega Man 2, though.
Well, I mean, it's one of the all-time classic soundtracks. Like that's the one. There's no
bad tracks in the entire game.
There's none. There's none. All the songs in that,
In the
as
entire
far
game.
as the soundtrack, are epic. Everything in it. You can name any track.
You know what
You
it
listen
sounds
to
like.
it, and you know what it is.
You know what stage? You know what's going on.
I can't pick my favorite song on the soundtrack. That's how good it is.
Yes,
Like you were
there
playing
is.
them earlier today. I was like, that's a great one. Oh wait, but that one's great too. Oh wait, but I forgot about Crashmate. Crashmate, that's just great. It's amazing. Like everything in the Wiley theme.
Flash
Wiley,
All of it.
I think Wiley's Fortress 1 is my favorite.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Like that shit. Oh, so good.
Don't look up that song on YouTube with lyrics because it is trash.
There's lyrics.
What, they
No,
put
no, no,
lyrics
they
in
put
it?
bad. They put it's a joke. They put a joke.
Oh,
there.
Oh, I would
Okay.
never put myself through that.
It was in Japanese, and you know I played it before, and it was like bad singing.
It's out of my head.
He's like, oh,
That's actually kind
don't
of
remember it.
that's kind of funny though.
Nope, don't remember it. Never will.
That is kind of funny. Yeah.
So if you look up,
I'm curious. Now I'm curious to listen to that.
if you look up Wiley theme vocals, it's trash, but it's hilarious.
Fucking
It's funny as
terrible.
hell. Though. But yeah, it doesn't ruin the song because the song is still classic. But I was like, all right, Mega Man 3. There's
Man
a
3 is
couple
awesome.
songs. There's a couple of songs on there.
Snake Man.
Oh,
No,
Snake
Snake
Man is fire.
Shadow Man, Snake Man, Shadow
But
Man.
Jay, I did
But-
play them both. Remember, I played them
Yes.
both right after each other.
There's
I'm
a
like,
different sound.
it's a different sound in 3, and 2 definitely had
2
more
just
hits.
had it.
They had more hits easily.
Yeah, 2 has more hits.
And I slept on Sparkman stage in part 3. Sparkman, holy shit, that stage has an incredible song.
It's a great.
Incredible.
They had there's a certain way that they make Mega Man music. When they stopped doing it is when I stopped liking Mega Man, which is crazy, right? Because Mega Man, the game is fine. I didn't play as much as I never played 4, never played 5, never played
Wow.
6. It's crazy, right? To this day, I need to
They do
that.
get better.
I need to do
Gameplay-wise,
that.
They get better.
I haven't.
But I had no after 2, I was like, yo, this is the pinnacle. I can't go past here.
2 is so good. 2
Just
is
like Street Fighter 2, I don't go past that
is so
because
good.
it's the pinnacle.
I stopped at 2 also.
2 is so good.
I stopped at Mega Man 2.
I
And what's funny
I
is
played 3.
Mega Man X, the way
Never-
Mega Man X does music, it's not
never
bad
played-
music.
It's a
not
different
bad
type of music, but it's
it's
really
different-
good music.
It's different
though.
music.
Yeah,
I've never
X has good
played-
music.
But nothing is touching Mega Man 2 as a soundtrack. It's one of the best soundtracks in gaming history.
That's- no, it's true.
as far as everything.
That's true.
That's true.
Very,
Can't
very
agree-
true.
I can't disagree with you, man.
That's
Yeah.
very, very true.
And the Wily the boss theme in Mega Man 1 I gotta mention, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
dope,
boss
that's dope,
theme in
bro.
Mega Man 1 is probably the best boss theme in Mega Man
it's
games.
probably better than
Yeah.
the other ones, yeah.
That was good.
Okay. Since Jay took that would have been my. Well, Eric took 3 houses. Jay took Mega Man 2.
I'm waiting for it, Kev.
I'll have to what?
I'm waiting for someone to take this off the list so I don't have to
Really?
say it. Everyone's waiting. We're all waiting
I'm
for someone
crossing
to say
shit
it.
off of my list.
Yeah,
too,
we're
dude.
all
I have
waiting
too many.
for it.
Too many damn soundtracks.
Jet Grind Radio.
Oh, okay, good. That's not.
Yo.
That's not.
Okay.
That's not on my.
Yo.
list.
That's a good soundtrack. That's a
It
very
is a good
soundtrack.
soundtrack, but
That's
it's
a
not on
soundtrack.
my
Jurassic
top.
5 is on that soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jurassic 5's on that, and there was some heavy metal group that was on there that had a great track.
You got your Hello Aisle 10?
No, that's
Hello, see.
that's Jet Set
Hang
Radio
up,
Future.
See.
Oh, it's not in that. It's
I
not in
love that track.
Oh.
Hello, I'll turn. I want to hold your hand. It's just great.
Now was it light a match or whatever the fuck they would say?
Drop that shit.
What,
homie.
what,
It's
what was
like-
Dragula?
What
The by
That was not in the.
that was not the first
Oh
one.
no, it was.
How's it go?
But there was an
I'm
American
not
track
gonna
they
sing
had.
that shit.
Sing it.
It was the Edge's song.
Oh, Dragula. That was heavy metal. Heavy metal.
that was Edge's
yeah,
theme
yeah,
song.
It's fucking Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
yeah.
Yes,
That didn't
that's
fit.
The first. That's
I
what
liked
was
it though.
thinking of,
I
yes.
liked
It
it
was
in that
good.
game.
It
I
was- it
like
definitely
that
didn't fit,
song.
though.
Rob Zombie. Yes, I could not think of their name, but they were in. They had a track in Jet Grind Radio, and that was a great soundtrack. I love it. You know, and it's very nostalgic. I'm gonna buy that.
Nah, that soundtrack is great though.
That's good. They were known
Definitely
for their
sing
music.
that. Yeah.
Yep. Jet
Not the
Set-
controls. I just played it recently. Not the controls.
No,
The controls are bad. Do that over. I want that game over with the same music.
Damn, he won't even take responsibility for being bad at the game.
Nah.
Oh,
Gotta blame the control.
Early 3D, man. Early 3D.
early three.
Early 3D.
Early
Gotta
3D.
calibrate.
That was
Calibrate.
it. All right, your
Give
turn,
me a
Chuck.
day with that. Give me a day with that.
I'm gonna hit y'all with this Halo 3.
Of course.
Yo, dude.
We were
Not
waiting
surprised.
for it.
Not surprised at all. Is every
I'm sorry, but like,
Halo 3, really?
Halo 3?
yeah, Halo 3.
Over 1?
Over 1.
Yeah? No.
I mean,
Well, let's
they-
take
Wait, that's
all
every
the
game.
games start the same.
Wait, that's
It's an
every
over.
game.
It's an
Yeah.
over.
All the games start the same.
Yeah.
And then
I
when they
remember
have the
Halo
full
3.
theme playing at the end of the game when you're trying to escape the planet.
It's cinematic. It's a cinematic.
Fire.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's a-
disagreeing with
it's
that.
a
It's
No,
mother-
it's a
Is it
cinematic.
bad?
It's a motherfucking movie.
Is it bad that like my impressions, like each one has the same exact soundtrack? I don't know why.
It probably does.
It's like a stubborn thing in
No,
my
no,
brain.
no.
That's like every single
No,
one
no.
has the same soundtrack.
I will
I don't
say
think
this.
you're very wrong.
I like. Listen,
Halo 2 had like a license, like some licensed music by Breaking Benjamin, but like Halo 3, like the last act of the game, you're trying to escape the planet. You're in the Warthog. You got your people on the back shooting the Warthog while you're trying to escape from like
I
the
remember
flood.
that.
I
and
can't
the
disagree
Covenant.
with you.
Fire.
I can't
Alright,
disagree with you
yeah,
on that, man.
No, they played a part
Action.
fine.
Honestly,
No,
that-
Halo is always regarded as has a very good soundtrack. A lot of
Yeah.
people always say
There was
Halo.
never a part where I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
This song is boring.
I
as
don't.
hell.
I didn't play it enough to remember the tracks, but people always regard Halo
No,
as having a good
The
soundtrack.
full,
I had
the full
3.
orchestra is just amazing. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, just to add to that, that's the first Halo that like I bought on my I went to the store and bought it. I got it day one. I got the collector's edition at GameStop and it was awesome actually. By the way, like other Microsoft Xbox fans, dope. They're very good. They're a very nice community. I remember waiting in line. It was a midnight launch.
Yeah, man.
And I remember going there, and everybody was very cordial, very nice, cool. Everybody was like talking about shit, and then that was my first. That was my introduction to Halo, to the series. Awesome. And then Halo 4 came out, and I was like,
What
the fuck is this?
I-
but 3 was dope. 3 was dope.
I forgot to
3 was
completely
dope.
acknowledge that.
But yeah.
Motherfucking Donnie Brown. No.
And Daniel.
And Daniel.
What's up, y'all?
Sorry. Man. We gotta have theme
Oh,
songs.
Daniel was good.
I had to bust that out.
We gotta get like a soundboard.
Nah, I like saying it. It's just funny.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's fun- it
that
is fun. It is fun.
motherfucker. Donnie Brown.
You missed the cap. You missed the cap.
No, we gotta do the.
The cap was loud. We peaked the mics on that.
Yeah,
shit.
you
yeah,
broke,
no,
you
we
broke this
did.
thing down.
We didn't. We hurt your eardrums.
What you got?
Oh shit, I'm up again. All right, I have 2 left here.
We all do.
And I know one is on everybody's. It has to be. I don't know if I should mention that now. Fuck it, I'm gonna get it out the way now.
Get it out the way.
Ninja Gaiden 1.
Oh, you know I forgot. Holy shit.
You forgot
I
Ninja Gaiden? Good thing.
Because I knew you were gonna say it. Somebody was gonna say
Yeah,
it.
no. There's no way we can make it through this
how
entire
you
thing
do it.
without someone mentioning
Somebody's gonna
Ninja
mention
Gaiden
something.
1.
Imagine if we didn't.
Impossible.
This
I'm
podcast
glad, I'm
is
glad.
over. No
I'm
credibility.
glad. No, I'm glad.
Oh, sure. Well,
Ninja Gaiden for the NES might be one of the best soundtracks. Like that is, it still holds up. There's not even like a nostalgia thing with it either.
No, you might be right.
No, it's I
One
wouldn't
of the
buy
best
it
of all time.
because this is the thing. I was like, I remember part 2 having an awesome soundtrack. I'm like, let me play them both together. Let me see what has more hits. Every single scene in Ninja Gaiden 1, every scene was like, oh shit.
That's the soundtrack that takes you on a ride.
Yeah, and you know it had a default story, right? There was a default. Oh, you killed my father. I'm going after the statues. Blah blah. But every moment had you into. Oh shit, gotta go to Dr. Smith. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. You're running to fucking go get him. Then when he's blah 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 is dead, you're like, oh, there's the sad music that plays, and then the epic Ryu Hayabusa theme that plays in the fucking train tracks.
They make falling through the hole in the stupid trap the best part of the game because of the music that comes on right after.
Dude. And the what's that music? The suspicious music that pops on reminds me of the Mario Brothers one. The dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
That reminds me of the dun, 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 dun. Like that reminds I don't know why they coincide with each other with the same kind of vibe, but I'm like, this soundtrack is just it's so old, but it's like probably like the best soundtrack. It's arguably the best soundtrack I've ever heard. Arguably the best soundtrack.
It stands up there.
And
up there.
obviously it's going to be in my honorable mentions. Part 2. Don't sleep on part 2.
Nah.
Don't
That
shit on.
first stage on part 2 is
Do
fire.
not sleep on part 2
Why does part 3 always fall off?
because it's a
Phantasy
It's
Star
a
3.
rule of threes. It's a rule of threes.
Fancy Star 3.
Forster ruined everything.
Streets of Rage 3 with
No,
the
no,
music.
no, no, no.
Three.
It's the rule of threes, bro.
Ninja Gaiden 3.
After 3, it falls off.
Mega Man 3. Not playing.
Mega Man 3 did it good. Mega Man 3,
did
yeah,
it,
Mega Man.
Unless the
avoid
second
that.
one fucked up, then the third one has to be good.
Now Ninja Gaiden the Xbox was awesome, but their music was so boring.
No music
That's
in
what's
that.
so. Yeah,
I don't remember.
You know what's
it.
crazy?
Exactly. Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox, Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox. Awesome games.
Which makes
Their
me mad
music-
because they had
I
such
fell asleep in the sewer.
they had such good pickings that they could have done from the old games
So
to
many
put in there, and they didn't do
remixes.
anything.
my god, dude!
that's
But
it.
when they put
That would have been a perfect game.
they put Ryu Hayabusa and Warriors Orochi,
And they had
it
the
comes
thing.
out to his music.
That's the way.
That's
you do
like
Side note, I just had an epiphany just now. Like, the game music for the first, like, a rule of threes, right? So if the if the first and second game are good, the third game is gonna suck. If the first game is good and the second game sucks, the third game is gonna be good.
It's the redemption time.
except for
Because that happened with I'm thinking about like titles. I'm trying to think of titles that that worked with that theory.
God of War 3 is still the best out of 1, 2, and 3.
Well, if you do
Yeah,
one
but if
and
you
then
compare
do more of the same,
if you compare one
then
and
you change
two, and then 3, 2 is kind of like it's more of the same of 1. So 1 is good because it's the pioneer, and 3 was like, whoa, what the fuck?
3 just
Right. So that it works within the theory, but like if you go to Devil May Cry, on the other hand, Devil May Cry 1 was amazing. Devil May Cry 2 was god awful.
I never
and
played
then
it, but I
part
heard
3
so.
was amazing. It was
So,
good.
so Chase Red, what you're
But,
saying?
go ahead.
What you're saying is Shining Force 3 was bad then.
No.
How dare you say
No.
that on
We're
this
We're talking about
podcast.
bad threes.
No. Anyway, that being said,
Actually,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take it to the indies now. Fury.
Oh my gosh.
Fury is an indie title
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
that had one of the best.
No, I didn't forget. I saw it and I said,
No, no.
I didn't play it, so I can't say anything.
I played. I have it.
I
I
can't
have
say
it. It's a
anything.
tough fucking game.
But that
Music is
soundtrack.
But
It's a hard
I
game,
listened to the soundtrack.
You heard past the third stage? Stop lying.
No, I didn't pass the third stage. But I listened to the soundtrack, and I don't care because the funny thing is,
soundtrack is
I've been listening to. There's 2 composers that that made the music for that game, and one of them I've been listening to for a long time. Like I like this guy's music.
You should.
The way he composes shit, it's very epic. It's very. I follow him on his.
Moody.
I follow him on all this shit, man.
Put
Because
you
I'm
in
like,
the mood.
this guy's good.
No,
Guy's
Fury's
good.
got some ridiculous.
It's one of those things where like you like. Me and you are
Ridiculous.
very similar as far as like you could listen to game music when you draw or when you're doing something to like anything. Like I could be walking whatever anywhere, have the earbuds in, listening to that soundtrack.
Fury's special.
It gets you in a place. This is the soundtrack that'll
Fury
do it
is
for
special.
you. And I challenge anybody, listen to the soundtrack.
Fury is special.
It's a fucking dope
Special
soundtrack,
soundtrack.
and it gets you in a place where you're just like, wow.
It's 60 frames too.
Yeah,
Wait, look at Kev.
He said 60 frames. 60 frames,
No,
turbo.
I'm gonna second that. Fury has awesome freaking music.
Oh,
I gotta
my God.
hate that because the game. I'm still playing that game. I got
It's
like the
fucking
third boss,
amazing.
but the music is awesome.
I can't
in
beat
that
it,
game.
but it's,
I feel like we need to do this show over with indie titles because so many
There's
there's
so many
so
indie-
many
No, I
indie
have so
titles
many
that have
indie.
epic
I
soundtracks,
honestly-
especially lately.
yeah.
I like just the fact that they're this
Yeah.
year and like this year and last year. I don't want to put them in the top yet,
I have.
but
yeah.
you can. No, you can definitely.
No, that's my personal.
But as far as
that's-
nostalgia and everything, there's games that
Yeah.
need to be
We'll
mentioned
We'll
first.
do it again
But
with Indies. Yeah,
There'll
something
be
like that.
there's
It's
tons.
too many.
They've
fucked
probably
up.
gotten the top of
It's-
all of them.
It's
Too
fucked
many.
up because I told you guys I have a lot of indies in my top, and it almost surpassed like the nostalgia. Like,
Because chiptunes,
Because they're
people
so
know how to
fucking
do
good.
chiptunes so
Yes.
much better than when it
Yes.
was back then.
Yeah.
yes,
And you know what
And-
title I'm thinking of.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
know,
it's-
and that's easy to say. The
And I'm
top.
like, I can't.
and I don't want to put it there just yet
I
because I
can't
didn't
do
play
it. yet. I can't do it.
I got to get the emotions with it.
I can't.
I can do
do
it
it
because
yet.
if I listen to it now,
can't.
that qualifies.
Well, we'll
for
mention them.
my personal.
We'll mention them in honorable.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
no,
I
we're gonna mention
definitely
them all.
will mention
as things you
honorable.
should
Again,
check out right now.
It's nothing to do with like again. It's not any particular order. This is just we had a pick.
Yeah.
I
And
just
it's
picked
by
five.
yourself.
I literally
picked
just
five.
picked five.
I picked five.
And I'm like, I'm sticking to these 5. And I'm like, if someone else picked it, I'll be like, all right.
Listen, y'all
replace
got-
with
Take it
someone
out.
else.
Replace it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got Golden Axe in the chat. I mean,
Golden Axe is
dope.
awesome.
Oh, dude.
Golden Axe is dope.
These
Golden
are
Axe
all
is an
good.
awesome
These are all good
soundtrack.
soundtracks.
And I think Chase Red said before, Sega is on a lot of these.
Yes.
Like, Sega's known for a
Yes.
lot of epic music.
Yes.
They really are. Yuzo Koshiro's a monster.
I
Yeah, Go Valius.
remember before it was.
bullshit. I don't even know the music in Go
I'm about to say, I don't even, dude,
Listen,
don't even start with
probably
that.
good. Probably
I'm a Sega fan. Are we all Sega fans?
Nah,
Are we all
no,
Sega?
no,
fans?
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm a
Sega.
Sega fan, man.
All right, all right. I was.
But I want to do my choice though.
I made it. Well, no. Before you make your choice, real quick, I was just gonna say, I made this comparison before. You laughed because I told you this shit before off air. I was like, "Yo, Sega fans have false hope, like the Mets."
We always want to
that's
do good,
disrespectful.
When was the last time
And
they
the
had a
Jets.
victory in the
And the
80s.
Jets.
80s.
Then you compared Sega to the Mets and the Jets.
But
That's
you know
fucked
what?
up.
And the Knicks.
Damn.
No, the Jets is like in when the hell was the Jets?
Well,
Like,
at least the
But
Sega's
no,
got some wins.
no, they
Come
got
on,
some
man.
wins. They
Yeah,
do.
man, look
they
right
got some
behind
wins.
you, man. Look at all these wins right
No,
here.
they
man.
got some wins.
So my title
But yeah, go
for the
ahead.
next
Sorry.
one is Donkey Kong Country 2. And you know what? I don't even remember playing it. I remember renting it maybe from Blockbuster, but I heard the soundtrack recently, and I let Style listen to it too. I was like, this blew my mind. It blew my mind
soundtrack's-
how good it was.
soundtrack's
Like
serious.
I was
No,
like,
it's
this
good.
is not
Not
this
a
is
lot-
the Super
it's a
Nintendo.
popular
I'm not even
soundtrack.
gonna
I can't-
remotely. I'm not
If
gonna
you
lie.
didn't hear it,
I can't
if you
even-
didn't hear it,
I didn't hear it. Yeah.
you have no idea.
No, the soundtrack's
This
serious.
shit sounds
I've
like
read about how good it is.
this
I mean,
sounds like
it's-
the best role
Dude,
playing game
for no reason. It's good.
ever.
For no reason.
Like
serious?
Final Fantasy, like
Are you serious?
beats it. Like it
Really?
beat the soundtrack is crazy. And part 2, because part 1 we heard, we was like, oh, that sounds like it's Jungle Japes.
Yeah,
and
it
all
sounds
that.
like good
It's a
Donkey
bunch
Kong
of-
music. Is
it's
what I expected.
percussion,
Part
it's a
one.
bunch of
Yeah,
drums
yeah,
and stuff.
not
But
bad.
2 is
2
is
is
on
a
some-
role playing like
Two's on some
Chrono
shit.
Trigger shit.
Two's
like
on some shit.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Two's on some
What?
shit. Yeah.
wow.
And I was like, just play some more. Play some
Somebody
more.
mentioned that in the chat. It might have been Peter Cap.
Somebody mentioned. I saw Donkey Kong Country
Yeah.
too. Yeah. No, that soundtrack. I never played the game, but I was messing with the soundtrack. I said, "Oh, whoa, what are these tracks? These tracks are out of control."
It made me
Really?
feel like, because we made a top music of all time, like a podcast before. We played the songs and stuff. I think we got away with it. I don't know how, but we played the songs through the whole shit. But I felt like I missed the boat on that. I was like, I can't believe I didn't mention this game in that list.
Isn't it on
I only
Super
beat
Nintendo?
I only beat
Online?
Donkey
Yeah.
Kong Country 1,
On
and then
the-
I beat the Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii. Haven't played Freeze, and that was it. I'm sorry.
Isn't
You gotta
It was
listen to
It
the
was Diddy.
soundtrack.
It was Diddy. I think
Yeah,
it was
the Diddy
Diddy's.
one.
Diddy's.
Turbo? It's on the.
It's on the Super Nintendo Online on the
it's on
Switch.
the Super Nintendo Online on the Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't care. You need
Yeah,
to don't even
and-
play it.
and the
Don't even
third
play
one.
it. Just listen to the
You
soundtrack.
don't even have to. Just
Listen to the soundtrack on YouTube,
It's like Fury.
and you will be like, I can't
You ain't-
believe
you ain't gotta play
this
Fury.
sounds
Yeah,
like
that's
this.
true. That's
wow.
true. Well,
Wow.
Fury, you gotta play.
Fury, you can't get past
Fury is
parts.
awesome.
But yeah,
So
you're
you
not
won't
gonna
ever
get
hear the
past
song
it.
You'll stop
again.
at
It's
plus
tough.
3,
Exactly.
and that's it.
You'll
Then
stop.
it's just-
You'll be lucky to get to bust.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game blew my mind. It made me feel like I missed a whole generation of stuff.
Damn.
Like when they said in the chat, they said Pokemon was great. I'm like, I never played Pokemon. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
None of us really did. Did you play Pokemon?
Isn't
I
it
played
Pokemon?
Pokemon Red.
You played
Like
Pokemon.
the first
Okay.
one.
But
Oh,
you
there's
played
a
it.
Pokemon
But I don't
mentioned in
remember the
chat,
music.
Their stage has got pretty good music in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I mean,
Well,
it's
it's the
pretty
theme
good.
song.
Yeah.
I was
No,
gonna
mean,
say,
like, their
isn't
certain-
it-
No, their stages. Like the
No, I know.
Pokemon stages.
But
have
when
pretty
you
good-
first start the
Pokemon
game,
is
it's a theme song.
it's
Yeah.
a theme song.
It's the theme song. to Smash.
I heard that. I heard that in Pokemon. I was like, get the fuck
Same
out
here. I didn't know that shit. I was
They
mad
stole
late.
from Smash Brothers.
I
It's
said,
like,
wait, what? No, that was the original.
It was the Pokemon.
That was the original. That
Nintendo
was
doesn't
Pokemon.
even own Pokemon like that.
No.
That's funny.
That's
But they
the
used
main
it for
song.
Smash.
Wow.
The main
So
song when
weird.
you turn it on.
Yeah.
So weird.
Smash. Do, 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 do.
I watched a modding
That's
video.
Pokemon. That's Pokemon.
Yeah.
I watched a restoration video of a Game Boy, like original Game Boy, and they use Pokemon as a test cartridge.
Yeah.
So they put the game in, and then he turns this shit on, and then you hear
Smash Bros.
I was like,
Yep.
that's the Smash Brothers theme song.
And then he
I
threw the
don't know,
system
like,
and said, "Catch
yo,
catch him all."
yeah.
Broke that shit.
And then my
again.
brain just went. I was like, yo, what the
I did not
fuck?
know that. That's
I don't.
crazy.
That's not my generation, but that's cool. That's cool.
Freaking crazy.
That's dope. It's cool learning shit like that. Man.
Hell yeah.
All right, so it's my turn. It's either gonna be I got two. Oh man, these both honorable mentions. I gotta choose one. Which one should I talk? They're all pretty good. Gunstar Heroes.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
Gunstar
Wow,
Heroes, yeah.
I didn't even have
That's
that on
an
my list.
interesting pick.
I didn't even have that on my list.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I had some really. I remember.
That's
some
some
really
weird
good
music.
That-
I'm
It
thinking-
was-
it's in my head.
It was some. No, they had some
It's good.
interesting. Like the
Stage that was going vertical.
I know
It was just-
that's exactly the It's called
It was like-
Stairway to something. Not heaven, but Stairway to something. I have it on my list. That's what I listen to. It's such a complicated track, but
That's
it's
also a good song.
It's
good.
awesome.
It's really
And when you're
good.
fighting Green, the boss, or whatever like that, they had some great tracks.
I just remember the fucking dice sound and this thing go. The sound effect of that. That's all I remember.
That game had one of the most unique soundtracks. It was so different.
Well, it didn't sound like Genesis. Tell you that.
It was
Yeah.
so different.
Compared to other Genesis games, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
When we played it was like, yo, this game is crazy. The action and the music, it was just like, no, it was heavy.
Yeah.
It was really good. Really, really, really good.
Interesting pick. Interesting pick.
So yeah, it was the three I was going to choose are all interesting, but I was like, let me throw that one in there. I'll save the other ones for honorable mentions.
All right.
All right.
I'm surprised nobody said this earlier, but River City Girls.
That's on my
It's
honorable
coming up.
No, it's honorable
mentions.
mentions.
That's my honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Yep.
mentions.
All right,
I was
cross that off.
I played. I haven't finished the game, but that soundtrack is phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
That's basically a soundtrack that plays a game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that Megan McDuffie, she had the same inspiration to get into gaming, like production or whatever, music production.
She
And
did
that was
50
for the first
tracks.
game.
She
Yeah.
did 50 tracks for that game.
Like nothing.
50 tracks.
Wow.
Like
That's
nothing.
I think it's the first thing we noticed when we played it.
Yeah.
I was like, these, like probably by like the third area, I'm like,
Well, when you hear vocals in a game,
Music is hidden.
you'll remember it.
yeah, music.
It's like
was
an
hidden.
actual song at that point.
I'm like, whoa, this soundtrack is special, very very special soundtrack.
Dude.
How far did you get?
I got out of the school.
That's like 5 minutes into the
Yeah,
game.
you just opened the first
Yeah.
door.
You open the door.
You just heard the intro? What are you talking about?
Talks like that's all I
Yo,
need.
you got interrogated.
That's all I
man.
need.
It didn't take me 5 minutes.
That's all I need.
Yo,
Nah,
school
nah,
was like
it's
the
a-
beginning of the game.
I know it's the beginning of the game. I ran through the entire school. I got that dude's hamburger. I can't remember.
Okay, you got out the school then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
out of the school.
That creepy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, man, creepy.
But yeah, that music is great.
Yeah.
You can't front on that.
Shout out to Megan McDuffie, and if y'all didn't see the interview with us and Megan McDuffie, check it out on the channel, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She's cool
She's
people.
dope. She's dope.
Absolute.
Oh shit, am I up again? Or are you still?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right, this is my last one out of my top 5, and I mean, this is,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
I don't want to say it out loud, but this could be my favorite soundtrack. all
Oh,
time.
I'm gonna join you with that. I know it is.
This could be my favorite soundtrack all
no,
time.
what's that?
Oh, I know what it is.
Castlevania Curse of Darkness.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Chris,
This could be my favorite
Yep.
soundtrack I've ever heard.
It's awesome.
And y'all-
I heard it the other day,
It's
and I was like, wow.
Anyone in the chat or in the comments that disagrees, listen to this damn soundtrack because you don't know it.
yeah, it's not many people played Curse of Darkness for PS2. Everyone, is on the Symphony of the
Symphony of
Night,
Night.
kick. And I do enjoy Symphony of the Night more as a game than Curse of Darkness, even though I love Curse of Darkness as a game. But the soundtrack in Curse of Darkness, I think, beats every Castlevania game. Like,
And
I
easily.
Probably does, actually.
I almost
Probably.
disagree with you until I listened to them side by side,
Mm.
and then it realized, like I said, it was better. Like Symphony of the Night was better in game,
Mm.
and then for just the track to listen to outside of it, definitely
It's-
by far,
Just to listen
far
to,
better.
I can agree with you
Curse
on
of Darkness
that.
is way better.
I actually put as my honorable mention. I put Symphony of the Night
Mm-hmm.
because it's
It's got some of my favorite songs of all time on it,
has.
but as a
lot of-
soundtrack, it does not.
Yo,
Yeah.
Curse of Darkness is, it's just, oh my God. It's just a holy fucking shit. It's a really,
Why you hating?
it's really,
We'll talk about that.
it's a really, really, I can't even express it enough. It's just so fucking good.
There's so many epic tracks. on
Every
it.
area you go, and you could just hear the songs over and over.
It's like the
just-
pinnacle of what Castlevania. Like the composer who does Castlevania, she is so dope.
That's the best she
but
can
it's
do.
the pinnacle of what she's done.
Yeah.
And like she understood and built up every track
Everything.
flawlessly on this soundtrack.
Yeah, she
on
killed
Curse of Darkness.
Curse of Darkness is nuts.
Like
It's
anything you thought that was great on Symphony of the Night is perfected on Curse of Darkness.
It's so good, and I always love to listen to remixes and people play it on guitar, and their versions are like, oh my God, like
Remixes are dope.
I
Like, you
can't-
can't
I-
mess up something that's perfect.
there's
Funny, I
not
like listening to it on piano.
That works
Instead of
too.
guitar.
no, there's a
I
piano
like listen-
version too.
If
I
you
like
got a
listening
good
to the
melody,
piano
listen.
versions of.
If you have a good melody, it doesn't matter what instrument you use.
No, I know that, but
You
I'm
just do a
just
damn
saying,
clarinet, play
I,
it over, and it's like, that's
I
amazing.
like listening. I like listening to piano versions of
No, it's fine.
gaming music. It's good.
No, this
Oh.
soundtrack is, I can't express it enough. It's so good. Even the worst track in the game that I didn't put on my phone to listen to, that's still a good track. It's still fucking good. It's just a great soundtrack. So good. So anybody who hasn't played Curse of Darkness, play the game because the game's dope. The game is very good, but if you have no interest in playing it, please just listen to the soundtrack.
Listen
Yeah.
to it.
Holy
Yeah, man.
shit.
Come back in the comments and let us know what you thought.
Especially Cordova Town. Listen to the track Cordova Town, and that is it.
And if you think it's good, it gets better.
Yeah.
Like all the tracks get
I
better.
can't express
as
it
you
enough.
listen.
Can't express it enough.
All
Super
right.
Boo in the chat. Let's go with
Yo, Super Boo.
Boo.
I guess this is the
No
last
spirit
one,
bombs.
right?
No
The
spirit
fifth.
bombs.
I'm talking to old people.
Sorry.
This is my last one.
Yeah.
My fifth track.
Tetris.
How'd you? Let me stop. No, I'm joking. No, I'm done. It's not. It's not.
It's in your head. Is the
It's
best.
not. It's not. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not the soundtrack. But my number one, Katana Zero.
Okay.
Oh wow,
That was on my list.
Katana
You know what's
Zero's
crazy?
fire though.
Katana Zero.
That's fire.
Zero.
It's one of those game. The gameplay is awesome, but as far as the soundtrack, it's a frustrating game. That's the thing about it. It's a frustrating, old school, frustrating ass game.
The music helps you get through.
But the music keeps you playing because
That's
you're
usually
like,
what happens.
you're like, I just got the eye of the tiger, and I'm just like, I just got to keep going.
He puts the headphones on before
Yeah,
he starts
bro.
the stage. It's like,
It's
all
like,
right,
damn,
we're going
it
to
got
kill
me
mode.
so good,
good.
that I had to research the composer of the music of the soundtrack. I followed this motherfucker. I sent you a freaking live show that he
stalked
did
him.
in December.
Yeah.
I how awesome was that? That was
That's
fucking
awesome.
dope.
Very, very
He did a different rendition of the track, like one of the tracks in the game, live
Wow.
during the pandemic and shit. He was by himself, but they recorded it like on a stage, and he had all his like equipment, and he did it live. I was like,
That's serious,
yo,
dude.
that was sick. He had like light show and shit, pyrotechnics and stuff. I'm like,
No,
this guy-
soundtrack's fire.
this guy is
Soundtrack's fire.
amazing, and I'm a fan of him. I'm like, yo, this guy is dope. Even he does stuff on his YouTube channel where he does like experimental like beats and stuff. Like he's like, oh, this is me making a song with just this one instrument, like a synthesizer or whatever, and it's fucking fire. I'm like, damn, this guy just.
All he does is hits, man. That's
Oh
all he
my
does.
god, man, he's fucking dope. I'm like, this. It's such a simple fucking instrument, and he kills it. And he does that. What I love most is that retro style, like it's that synth type of
80s
music.
stuff. Yeah.
But it's something different though, because he adds like his own like flair to it, like the build up. It just
He does a good
like
job.
from the way it starts off, you're just like, okay, this is simple. But then it's like he layers other shit to it, and it just keeps going and going, and you're just like,
I remember zoning out in that
yeah,
game
you
so
zone,
many times.
you
I'll
zone out,
like,
you zone out, and it's perfect for
I'll
the
die,
game.
come right back.
Yes.
I won't even flinch.
Yes,
Just come right back.
And you're not mad that you
don't
hear
care.
the track again because you're like,
Don't care.
this track is fucking dope.
I'm getting through the stage. Don't care.
This track is dope, and it has
Yeah.
influences of like hip hop. It has influences of techno. It has influences of like all different types of stuff. It's in the one. Works flawlessly in the game, like as a game completely. It works perfectly together.
Katana Zero.
But
How are we on?
But that's a game I highly recommend anybody playing if you haven't played it.
It's only 4
Please play
hours.
it.
It's only 4 hours.
Literally, it's 4 hours, man.
Yeah, it's only 4 hours.
You know, if you suck, maybe 5 hours. 6 hours. But even
we have-
still,
Do we have one more or an honorable mention?
Mine
think I
is
did
done.
5.
no,
Mine is done.
I'm done. Yeah.
I got honorables.
So this is all honorables.
Okay.
I
So
crossed off all the stuff that we've already mentioned. So
So I can
My
name.
list got expired quick.
What's up?
I
My
can name.
list got expired
I can name
quick.
some
I
honorable
got
mentions.
one.
Oh,
real
so
quick.
your 5's done?
I thought I did. Unless somebody named something I didn't, but I have 5 that I already said.
I crossed off everything that was already mentioned.
So I think we're on honorables.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on
Awesome.
honorables, yeah.
All right.
So
So,
just gonna fire.
You
off.
probably have one of mine.
We're just gonna.
I
fire
don't have a
off.
lot. I don't have a lot at all. I have I have one that's the soundtrack isn't the biggest soundtrack, but it's a classic soundtrack. That's why I didn't make my top. But Outrun. That one has maybe 5 or
That
6,
was my honorable.
I
tracks
forgot
in
about
it.
that one actually. Yeah.
but all of those tracks are fire.
No, they are.
you know what's
And
crazy? I didn't even think
if
of
there
that
was a
one.
game that I
Passing
played,
breeze.
if there's a game that I played to hear the music, it's got to
Yeah,
be in
it's
the top
Outrun.
Has
soundtrack.
to be. Has to be.
What else? What else?
Has to be.
So that's
here.
like even though like I like the Sega Master System one, which is crazy because the
Yeah.
arcade one supposedly sounds better, but I guess nostalgia is really
Sega
powerful
Master System
here.
has those sounds, though.
It just
Yeah,
sounds
the sounds,
different.
yeah, the
In
sounds
arcade,
are
when I heard it, I was like, that shit's slower or something. Something's weird about it.
Yeah.
I like
But-
the arcade better. But whatever.
You're not
Classic.
used to it. You're not used
Classic, it's classic.
What else?
And then, all right, relax.
He's like, stop rushing me.
I got a lot, motherfucker. I got a lot.
I know you do.
We all got a lot. We all
But we'll come back to you. All right, and ActRaiser, amazing music.
Oh, that's right.
But that was the first game that I went online and searched for this soundtrack, and I went to buy the CD, and it was like $90 from Japan. I was like, I don't
Chill,
have that.
chill.
That's a
don't
lot
need
of money
that.
for that soundtrack.
Chill.
Because it was pretty much it was rare, but that was if you played that game, it's they have an orchestrated soundtrack.
You always mention that to me. You always mention ActRaiser.
It's one of
Great
Super
soundtrack.
Nintendo's like when Super Nintendo was on fire with their music.
Yeah.
That was one of the games
That's
that
like
came out.
Castlevania 4.
Castlevania and all that. Yeah. But if you ever get a chance to listen to ActRaiser and listen to the symphonic remixes of it, That shit is crazy. But yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all I have for my
Honorables.
honorables. I mean, I can, like I said, actually no, the messenger. The messenger. For,
I am the
yeah.
messenger.
No.
Someone mentioned it in the chat.
The
About
messenger from Switch has awesome music. So
That's
if
got
we're gonna
good
say
music,
new,
yeah.
Indies.
You play it too, right?
it's an indie title.
It's
It's an indie title, so I didn't want to mention a whole bunch of indies. In
Look
this
at
one.
these indies popping up in here, man.
But-
man.
Love it.
It's all about the
Love that shit.
I can mention like
The script is hilarious.
a couple of fighting games I didn't like, Soul Calibur and stuff. Those deserve credit. Their music is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Ridge Racer deserves mention for their music. It was different. It's one of the games you go to play for the music.
Wipeout.
Wipeout I go to play music because you know why? That game. Yeah, I was gonna put that. in my-
Firestarter.
I was gonna.
I was,
no,
about to
it's
say,
mine.
I was about to say, was that the
No.
game that had the I am the fire
Well,
That's
starter?
it.
Actually, that's Wipeout
Twisted
XL.
Fire starter.
That's Wipeout XL. I'm talking about Wipeout.
No,
the
no,
first
no,
one?
no. Original. Wipeout.
No.
It had Firestarter, but it
No,
was
no,
no,
no.
lyrics. It was
No.
literally just the sound.
Nope. That's Wipeout XL. I am a Wipeout fanatic.
No, dude.
Yes.
That was the original Wipeout. I had it on the PlayStation.
In the
1.
chat, Firestarter is Wipeout XL, and Wipeout. They have like 6 tracks, 7 tracks, but
Instrumental of
no.
Firestarter.
I'll let it go. All right. So Wipeout is a game you go to, for me at least, to go play for the music because the control was bad. The control was bad. It was an amazing game
Always
at the time,
hitting
but
the
the
side.
control is
Always
bad.
hitting the side.
Yes, it's not a game you go to for gameplay, but for the music, astounding. But yeah, like I said, I want to name a bunch of indies. There's a whole bunch of indie titles that I played this year that have stupendous music. We'll get back to those because, like I said, I have to beat them. I have to play them. I have to live through it. I have to have that soundtrack in my head. So, yeah, we'll move on to yours now.
Yeah, mine are quick. I see. So Emerald Wizard mentioned Punch Out. Yeah, that's,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that belongs up there. Also, I gotta
Punch
agree with
Punch Out had one track though, right?
what?
Didn't Punch Out have one song?
I don't know, man.
And Punch Out Wii, it's the
No,
same
Punch
track.
Out.
Yeah, no, But listen, Punch Out Wii, it takes the same track, all right? and it
Remixes.
gives just remixes it with different instrumentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that counts.
That's a great song for
And
one
also-
song. It's a great soundtrack with one
No,
song.
when you knock out somebody, that's a great track. All right?
It is great music.
Yeah, like 4 to 5.
All right, you mentioned Outrun, so I'm going to mention yeah, Outrun's done. Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Well, that song in there is amazing.
The last stage.
I don't
has
remember the rest
best.
of it, but
The-
that
You know
song
what?
is
The
great.
whole game had good music, and then the last part is like,
It was so
The
good.
last one had the last track was awesome, but the game is good music. But that last track is like it's awesome. Other than that, Police Stories had great music.
oh, Police Stories was
Police
a
Stories, okay.
sleeper
That's a sleeper. It
soundtrack.
had Streets of Rage 1 type music.
There was
it
some.
was
There
like-
were. I still can't find OST for that. I can't find
You
it.
got to write the developers down to send
Yo,
you.
too indie. It's
there's
too
one
indie.
track in there. I'm like, I want that. I need that track.
Police Stories got good music.
Because we were dying on one stage. I'm like, I don't care because I like this song. Though.
Yeah, and my last one is Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, I think Chase Red might have mentioned
Yeah,
that.
Somebody
Yeah,
mentioned
that has
that.
a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great soundtrack.
Sega, man.
Really good.
I gotta play that again.
That's a very good role playing. 60 hours though.
Yes, it is.
60 hours.
Worth every minute.
Them
Worth
air fights.
every
Them
minute.
air fights though.
The ship battles, innovative.
Okay.
Innovative.
You done, Kev?
No.
Radical Reggie
Go
in
ahead,
the
yeah.
chat. What's up, Reggie?
Yo, what up, Reggie?
The radical.
What's up, man?
My honorable mentions are kind of cheating.
What?
The Grand Theft Auto series always has a good soundtrack because
We ain't
Come
doing
on,
license.
man.
get the licensed music.
We ain't doing license.
Yeah, man. We're not talking about licensed music.
Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Every
Yeah.
song in the world.
Every song in the world.
That is cheating.
You cheat. You cheat, Sean.
It's a great
I know,
soundtrack,
I know.
though. It's a great
And
soundtrack, right?
Crazy Taxi.
Oh,
Also
Like,
licensed.
looking at
You
the
cheated.
poster.
never
Yo,
mind, you're right.
It is known for its soundtrack.
you
though.
play, yeah, The Offspring. Just
Yeah.
exactly.
They took that out as one of the games. It was terrible.
And just driving like a maniac.
I think it was the
Playing that
mobile
game
one.
is
They
super
took it
fun.
out or something. They couldn't do it.
No kidding.
And that's it for my honorable mentions. I'm mad quick.
Wow. All right. All right. I'm shocked that some of you guys not bringing up some of these. Obviously, we mentioned Ninja Gaiden 2, so I'm not going to say anything about
But there's
that.
tons we're gonna forget.
Ninja Gaiden 2, Phantasy Star 1. I'm going to leave that out because we did mention Phantasy Star 1.
Awesome.
Jay, I'm surprised you didn't mention a stall for honorable mention. A stall.
I mean, it's magical.
that
It's
soundtrack
magical.
needs to be talked about.
It
that,
does, it
That
does.
is a magical soundtrack.
I was at the continue screen. I was like, I gotta stay here. I only got 10 seconds.
there was a
Stall's
track,
good,
the
yeah.
river. I forgot. I don't have that.
Hmm.
And when you were playing it on Throwback Thursday, I was like, how do I not have this? The
Listen, if
fucking
it was a
guitar.
top-
The guitar. Oh my god.
If we can name 10 tracks, like yeah, definitely there.
Dude, the clouds, you know, the tough stage with the clouds, but oh my god, that track, the crystal stage, I didn't think you got to yet, but oh my god, that Astral soundtrack, holy shit. That almost made it in my top 5, but you know, other ones had to make it in there.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I played it last week on Throwback Thursday.
That's right.
Check it out. Check it out.
Final Fantasy 3 for Super Nintendo, which is Final Fantasy 6 or 5?
It's 6.
6. That soundtrack's dope.
Yeah, that
Really
is
dope.
great.
From
No,
Kefka,
that-
Cyan, Shadow, Sabin. Dude, that is also.
That
I,
has a
I
great
think I think 2 was better with the soundtrack, but I think 3 was also.
3 was good, but yeah, yeah,
I'm surprised nobody had Chrono Trigger.
that's a great.
How did nobody mention Chrono Trigger's soundtrack?
Never played it.
I said every role
Same.
player.
Never
I
played
did
it.
say every
Never
role
had it.
player.
Somebody in
It
the
was a
chat.
Super Nintendo game, right?
Somebody,
Yeah.
Yeah, anything on Super Nintendo. I never
Somebody
I
in
didn't
the
get into
chat.
role players
Super
late
Mario
until later.
World and Super
Chrono
Contra.
Trigger had an awesome
Turbo and
soundtrack.
Kev, yo.
I was
Turbo
thinking
and
it.
Kev.
Turbo.
That's
I corrected
Same person.
myself.
Same person.
Both of your personalities, man. Like, come on.
One of my personalities.
Sticks and J.
I got
Chocolate J.
Chocolate J.
Chocolate
Nope.
J.
Sticks and J.
Nope, it's not
Turbo and Kev.
Chrono Trigger, that almost made it to my number 5 spot.
Yeah.
That soundtrack's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That is
Chrono Trigger's great.
it's really
It is. Yeah. That
holy
should've
shit, that soundtrack is good. Turbo, I don't know if this might have slipped your mind. Gauntlet 4 for the Genesis.
been- It's yes.
It did, yes.
And
At least
it did.
and the funny thing is, everyone never thinks about it. It just goes under the radar
Four, yes,
all the time.
Yes.
all the time. No one thinks about it at all. And it's probably on the Genesis.
The
It's
Fire
top 5.
Tower. Which tower was it?
Fire Tower.
The Fire
The track
Tower,
is
right?
called Sortie.
Sortie. Okay. Yeah. that's-
Retribution, Wind Tower, all that shit, dude.
They're
it's-
all good. Yeah. They're crazy.
It's
Great game.
Oh my god! And the last one I have on there, and I played this game recently, and it's oh my god, Cyber Shadow.
Yep.
That soundtrack,
Yep.
holy fucking shit!
If you ain't heard it, go listen.
That is 8-bit pushed to its limits.
Yeah.
That's 8-bit sounds pushed to its limits. If it came out like around the time of when the NES was out, like that kind of sound,
That'll be the top.
It'd probably be my favorite soundtrack all the time. It's so fucking good.
Wow.
So good. So if no one's messed with Cyber Shadow, just get it for the music.
Yeah.
Just get it
Like,
for
for
the,
the
just
music
get it for the
alone is
music.
good.
We're still waiting for the OST.
Yeah.
It's not online yet, right?
It's
Wow.
it's all over the place.
It's breaking. It's,
Some people are getting them. Like
Yeah.
this track scattered everywhere, so you could probably get the whole soundtrack. They're just
Nobody
not,
put it together.
It's not in the same area though. And Kev, if you got to get that game, buy Cyber Shadow.
I'll play. Yeah.
No, that's
First beat the
That's
messenger.
No, it's a
Buy it,
good
he can just put
soundtrack.
on
It
the
is.
game.
First beat the
can't
messenger
hate
and then play it.
Messenger. I have a
It's
hard
on Game
time with
Pass,
the
bro.
Messenger. I'm having a tough time with that.
But yeah, that's the last of my honorable mentions.
That's
Cyber
it?
Shadow's on Game Pass, bro.
And yeah, Cyber Shadow.
no kidding.
Chrono
No,
Coast.
it's a good soundtrack.
Chrono Coast did have some killer music too.
Yes.
Not
yeah.
just Chrono Trigger.
They had to remake that.
And Reggie,
man.
we agree with you on Streets of Rage 3.
What do you say? It was trash?
He said he loves
He
it.
said
He
it- No,
said
he
he
said it
loves
was
it.
trash. He said it was
Okay,
trash.
well, say
Imagine.
No, he said it was trash. He said
No,
it was
Streets of
trash.
Rage
I don't know
3.
if you caught
Play-
that, Al, but he said you did everything that he taught you again.
Why do you say that? Why do you keep saying that, man? Come on, man. I thought we were friends, man. Come on. Anyway,
Actually, Super Boo, Game Ground's first stage.
First stage.
First stage had the best music, but after that, it kind of got like progressively
bad.
not as good as the first. This first stage set the tone so high. The
First,
second
yeah.
stage wasn't bad though. Second stage wasn't bad, but
If you
after
listen
that,
to our greatest songs
Yeah.
from games
It's
all
on
the
there.
time, it's on our podcast.
Yeah,
but we have it in there.
Game Ground first stage was crazy.
Great Ground was nice. Yeah, it was good. The first one. The first stage.
Oh,
that's
good.
a-
Miami Sunrise messed with Cyber. Yeah, Cyber Shadow's music. Jesus.
Yeah, well, John was playing it. He said,
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
that music. You could just stay in one place. You don't even have to play the game.
nah, no.
Just sit there and just listen to music. It's so multi-layered, man. It's
If only they had stage selected. You just go to each stage and just record them.
yo.
there
Seriously, just
for-
stand there.
just sit there. Like,
Hell yeah.
You want to hear this?
Put the controller down. Like, go.
It's going to be
Just sit
25
there.
minutes long, 5 minutes each stage.
Yo. No, dude, it's so good.
Yeah, let me go through my honorable mentions. These are honorable mentions that I couldn't decide whether to put them in the top.
Top 5 stuff.
Of course, these are my personal ones.
Go for it.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yes.
We were talking about like how come no one has
No one
Mario?
ever
funny
mentions
because
no one has
Mario.
Mario, and Mario
Super
has
Mario
great
Brothers
music.
3, and it was said by Tommy Tallarico, who was on our podcast, Deej. It was the perfect game, and Koji Kondo, I think is the name of the
Koji Kondo.
composer. the composer
Kondo.
that
Koji
The composer
Kondo.
who did it.
Koji Kondo.
Kondo?
Oh man,
Oh man,
He should patent that.
Gucci Kondo.
He should
Gucci
patent
Kondo.
Gucci Kondo.
Gucci Kondo.
Damn,
We just butchered his
Wow,
name.
y'all
out.
just-
My
y'all
bad.
gonna-
My
Y'all gonna
bad.
butcher this man's name.
That's horrible.
I don't
No, but
say
he
that.
did. He did an amazing job. Everybody you can't disagree that
I can't.
you
Terrible.
you play the game, and
That's
every
great.
track is memorable. Every single track
It
is
is.
iconic
It is.
and
No,
memorable.
Round 3 is great.
And
yeah.
It's arguably probably one of the best soundtracks too.
We were between that and Mario World.
Yeah,
Mario World
no,
too.
no,
We
and,
could do it.
that's
I could
another
do
one
it.
that's good too.
That's
And
why
I'm
you
like,
never pick any of them because you can't choose
Just
between.
leave
know.
them all out. Leave them
I
all
know,
out.
man.
I can't pick.
But yeah, well, we'll put that in the honorable.
Add
mentions
Yoshi
also.
to that. Oh man, you won.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Shovel Knight. I'm surprised nobody put that in there
Shovel
because
Knight.
that's a retro
It's got good music.
chip tune type retro style,
Brought
but
it
in a
back.
new style, with new composers.
It had a good soundtrack.
So-
They brought it back.
Awesome soundtrack. Sonic 2.
I'm surprised nobody said any Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah,
2.
No one said
Oh,
any Sonic.
I wanted to
man.
put that in my top, but I'm like,
One,
I
two,
don't
there's
think
always
1, 2, and 3.
Knuckles.
guys.
there's always like 2 or 3 tracks in
That are
every Sonic
iffy.
game
That
that
are
are just
iffy.
like,
Yeah, there's only one,
come on,
two.
man,
They're
skip, no.
As a series, it's got classic.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
that
God.
last battle with Robotnik and Sonic 3, when you have Sonic and Knuckles
Oh, yeah.
combined,
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
all the crystals.
Yeah.
No
that was
Tails love.
Fire. So
No
like,
Tails in that.
No,
fight?
but-
No love for Tails.
What are you talking about?
This is Sonic and Knuckles combined.
the
You know what?
No, listen. As a soundtrack, as a whole, like,
Man.
as a full composition, as a whole thing, Sonic 2 has arguably one of the best.
Better than the Michael
video
Jackson
games.
soundtrack, really?
The
Better than part
Michael
3?
Moonwalker.
We
Come
did
on,
part
man.
3.
Come on, man.
Emerald said
Come
Coochie
on,
Condom is his favorite rapper.
Coochie Condom.
It does have not a
Condom.
full soundtrack
Coochie
though. Just some songs here.
Watch there be a rapper tomorrow named Coochie Condom.
I'm pretty sure.
This one nobody. I don't even know who played this. But,
Song 3 Knuckles, yeah, that's the best. That's
No,
that's
I didn't
not-
even say anything.
That's not
man.
what he said.
He's reading
Oh,
it.
I was reading the chat. My bad. No, what I was gonna say was Doom.
They said Doom in the.
Someone
in the-
mentioned
yeah.
Somebody said
Somebody
the
did?
original.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone said
Oh,
something
someone
about
mentioned it in the chat. My bad. I didn't read the chat.
They said
But-
listen to Big Fucking Gun.
And also Doom.
No,
Eternal.
Doom is a sleeper, man. If you haven't played any of them, just listen to the soundtrack. Just listen to it. It's a
Well,
lot
they've
of
had good soundtracks since the first one.
influences from heavy metal, from like Metallica, like industrial type music, very gritty and like
Nine
it
Inch
just gets you. It gets you in the grind of like I want to fuck some shit up.
I want to murder you.
I want to fuck some shit up, and it
chop
really
your
gets you in the
limbs.
mood.
Nelly Furtado.
I want to chop your
Oh man,
What?
Wait, what?
what, dude? All right.
Nelly Furtado.
This guy said Nelly Furtado. I want to fuck shit up. Nelly Furtado. What?
Excuse me.
Hold on a second.
Timbaland Nelly Furtado. not original Nelly Furtado. She's
This
smooth.
other one,
mellow.
this other soundtrack. This is on the Verge.
Wow.
This was like on the same line of Fury, where I was like, which one should I put at my top?
Pause
And
it,
I didn't
Fury?
know. I didn't know which one to put in. But Hotline Miami
That's dope music.
has a freaking
That's
amazing
dope music.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Another good one.
And I'm like,
Another good
Fury, I listened to a little, like it
Probably
just,
Fury higher.
It's just a
A little
little
higher.
bit,
You
just
know,
a
Fury's
tiny,
a little higher. I'll
just
give
by
it that.
just by a little bit, just
Yeah.
by a little bit, because
Fury's a
I
little higher.
like both of them, amazing. But I was like, this Hotline
Nah,
Miami,
it's such a standout. In a game
It's
like that,
awesome.
the music is a standout.
it's awesome. And then my
Just like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2.
yeah, well,
The music is a standout.
yeah. And the last one, honorable mention, Door Kickers Action Squad. That soundtrack, dude, I was
Soundtrack where Al loves to kill people.
hostages. Just watch our playthrough too.
Blonde hostages.
Listen, it's
Shotgun
one thing.
to the head.
It's one thing when you make like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, where it was like a love letter to like 80s action movies. This one's very similar, which is why I couldn't put it also on the top
Soundtrack.
because it's very similar to Far Cry 3. It's trying to do the same thing on a different level. Obviously, it's 2D versus a 3D type of first person type of thing, but it's a memorable soundtrack.
Yeah, it
you don't
does.
have to play the game.
It's
you just
special.
listen to it.
Special.
If you guys want to out there, you can listen to.
It's a
You
fun
can watch
game.
us. You can watch our playthrough of it.
It's a fun game.
I had a lot of fun playing it. I want to play through it again with a different character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is dope because each character plays differently. They have different abilities and different, strengths and weaknesses. So
That soundtrack's 80s. That's 80s.
it's a
action
very
movie.
80s action movie soundtrack. Yes.
Yeah. Like cheesy, like cheesy.
Actually, I want to do another playthrough with chalk. As a matter of fact,
There you go.
I think that would be yes.
Okay.
That's one thing I want to do, and I want to pick a different character. So
Nah.
maybe I'll pick the what was that other character? Shit, there was 4 characters, right? The
There was
breach-
just like 5 or 6.
There's like
Jesus.
fuck. There was a breacher, the sniper.
Armor guy, the
yeah.
person who's like the rogue fucking
Yes, yes,
officer
yes.
or whatever.
But it's a fun game.
There's so
It's
many.
a
There's
fun game.
so many.
It looked fun.
There's so many good tracks, man.
And we can't let this end without saying Parappa the Rapper. You know, it's a music game. Actually,
No,
music,
listen,
music games.
no,
in-
music. They're
music
excluded.
games in
They're-
general.
They're excluded.
Yeah,
They
I'm not gonna
have
say
to
that
be.
because they're based
They
off
have
of
to be,
music.
man.
Guitar Hero, Guitaru Man, like
Don't
all
forget
those
DJ
games
Hero.
have amazing
Right.
music.
Luminous.
Like all that, they're
what
all
is it,
based off music.
yeah.
though.
We're not.
Guitar
we're
Man.
not including any of
Rez.
those.
Nah,
Why
don't,
you
Rez.
don't forget DJ Hero though.
I'm surprised you didn't
Nah,
say Rez.
that's regular music.
No Rez?
It's just remix.
Nah, but
No, because it's a
Oh
music.
shit, Rez.
You forgot Rez. Shame on you, fan.
Well, I
Nah,
didn't
Rez
say.
is dope.
Yo.
I didn't say
Rez is
Tetris
dope.
Effect.
There's a lot of games. Listen,
Yeah, it's true.
all those things. There's
I
so
didn't
many
even.
games.
I didn't even put that in there, but
Tetris
it should.
Effect is good.
I mean-
yeah, it's got good soundtrack.
Listen, Rez is where that evolved from. So
Yeah,
that's the,
exactly.
That's the
The
thing.
producer
You could
of
look,
Rez.
you could look
put
on
it-
this wall and see the titles you missed.
Well, there's gonna be
Yeah.
more.
Easily.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more top 5 or whatever's. There's gonna be more soundtracks that we're
top-
gonna add.
The top, yeah. The
Top
addition-
5 again.
The second to 5. What?
Second to 5. I don't know.
We should have just named it 5
Five more.
soundtracks.
5 more fucking
We should have just named it
soundtracks.
5 soundtracks you should listen to because
Imagine-
there's not top.
Imagine
not
if we
top.
had to pick a song.
Oh,
Fuck
dude.
you.
No,
Chill,
man.
bro.
You can't do that.
Chill.
It's like
Double
I said
Dragon.
before.
Double Dragon Neon Stage 2.
Yeah. That's the whole soundtrack for me. That's the whole soundtrack for me.
For
That's it.
everybody out there watching, this
Number
is
one.
this is
Number one.
literally like if you had like picking the top 5 soundtracks. It's like it's literally like giving the power to like you got to tell me who lives and who dies. Like
That's
it's
tough.
so that it's that tough.
It's really tough.
It's like yo, what?
But
like,
I tell you 2 in particular of my 5.
Do not talk about Fortnite.
Get out of here with that Fortnite. Get out of here with that. But the 3.
Fortnite doesn't even have music, does it?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
it
Who
even have
knows?
music?
Who
I don't
knows?
know.
There's
I
no
never played
music
it.
in
I don't play it, so
I don't
even
play it.
know.
I don't play it.
But I'll tell you, the 3 out of my 5, you know, the Phantasy Star 2, Castlevania, Curse of Darkness, and Astral Chain, I think would always stay. Those are
Yeah.
those are my stays completely. With 3 houses probably, maybe creeping in 4. But it's always the 5th spot that's the toughest. But I mean, these soundtracks are just everyone just keeps killing in these games.
Kasani, you're talking about last Thursday? That was a stall for Saturn.
Yeah, stall.
If you're talking about that music.
Yeah, Stall was
Stall was awesome.
Oh my god!
If you haven't noticed, most of my stuff that I play for Throwback Thursday is because of the soundtracks.
yeah,
And I play them just because the music is so good.
Sega.
So when I run out of that, when I play Streets of Rage 3, you'll know that I'm out of titles to play for the music. But usually I go to them because of the music so you guys can hear it.
that
But yeah.
soundtrack was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
It was
jeez.
so terrible.
Oh, honorable mention. Techno Cop. No, I'm joking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking.
I knew that had to get a
I'm
mention.
joking.
no,
I'm joking.
no.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's like me saying, oh, last battle.
Yo, I took a look at that too. I took a look at Last Battle.
Bro, I had to listen to Techno Cop again,
man.
and I was like, wow, that.
Early
It's-
Genesis games are nah.
It's comically. The thing about Techno Cop is that it's horrible, but it's comically bad. It's comically bad. Like you laugh because you're like, how did somebody approve this and let this go? How did they go do this?
Mr. Mass Produce in the chat. What up?
Yo, what's good,
What
man?
up?
Welcome aboard.
What up?
Welcome
What
aboard.
up? How old is
Welcome
There's
aboard.
shooters. There's G Darius. Like, there's a lot of shooters that got awesome music, too.
Oh man, this
Freaking Einhinder had dope music.
Oh shit!
So it's ridiculous.
I freaking forgot
Devil May
about
Cry
that.
4.
Einhinder.
A lot of games.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got another. We'll do another show like this
Dude,
when we
there's
have
so
more.
many. There's so many soundtracks.
There's so many.
It shouldn't be a top anything. It should just be like, yo, soundtracks that you like.
You know what's messed up? I hate it
'Cause
when I
there's so
read
many.
someone's second comment
Yeah.
after the first one. So I just looked at Casanos and it just said women, and I was about to say yeah, women, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's I'm about to say yeah. He's correcting
Yeah,
something he
women.
just said. Like yeah, Casano,
He said
women.
humans. women. Okay.
Yeah, women.
Okay.
It's a great song.
Out of context.
I love that
Yeah.
music.
That's awesome.
Wow.
They
I
do
like that
produce-
song.
I like women Japanese music. They sing better Japanese music than the guys.
No, they do.
bet.
No,
They do.
anime tracks, man. When
Yeah.
it's a
Of
dude,
course.
Oh, it's
You don't
always
wanna-
better with
dude,
the women.
You don't want to
Always.
hear the
There's
American
a track.
translated.
There's a track in Astral Chain sang by a guy.
Yeah.
Or a woman. You could either version.
Yes.
The women's version is way better.
Way
Oh, of
better.
course.
The
Yeah.
guy's like, I don't want to hear that shit. The fuck is that? And he's speaking English.
That sounds horrible.
Unless
That sounds
Unless
awkward.
it's the guy in Street Fighter animated movie when Chun Li is getting there. Well, when Guile is driving to the place and
Oh,
Chun Li is listening to the music. Yes, yes. The girl
It
can't
did sound
sing
good. No,
that.
it sounded good though. It did sound good.
His voice is crazy.
It went with the music though.
Yo.
It went with the music. I ain't go hey.
That's the,
I ain't go hey.
that's the opening clip.
Yo.
Women.
That's it. No
That's
context, just women.
Women.
What's your favorite
Yeah,
soundtrack? Women.
Women.
And that one word can start this whole thing. That's the magic about it all.
Women.
Because I can't read in order.
Yeah,
That's my problem.
That's my
My
favorite.
stupid ass can't read the
My
paragraph he typed before and I just go to women. Oh, really? What happened?
Favorite soundtrack? Women. What?
I bet you it's a soundtrack. Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Probably should.
Women.
But speaking of which, like, if there's anything you haven't heard that we mentioned, please look it up and listen to the soundtrack.
Hell yeah, man.
So you know what we're talking about.
And leave some of your suggestions in the comments.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I know you guys have been.
Please.
leaving
Some
it
of them
in
are
the
like,
chat.
all right, left in the chat.
Nah, they left it.
Nah,
Yeah,
go in
I
the
saw a
comments.
bunch.
Just
I
post
saw a
them all in
bunch
the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
It's good to keep it going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
And remember to hit that like button if you did.
Hell yeah.
Hit that like bing bong.
You know why?
Why?
That's why. I did that very quiet, like very suspect. Like, hey, that's why. No, man, we got a streaming schedule.
Do we?
Tetris Tuesdays with Alg857. That's me. Ha ha.
Bang bang.
Then we got every Wednesday. Stop it. We got every Wednesday,
Like now.
like right now, the podcast, broadcast live,
Video game
7:30. 7:30 p.m. Eastern
Oh,
time.
and who do we got next week?
But you know what?
We'll let them know later.
You know what though?
Damn, that's fucked up.
You know what though? 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, yo.
That's right.
For any of you guys who are always late to the podcast, remember that time. Damn it.
7:30.
7:30, man.
Some
Eastern
people got
time.
work
You
and
wanna?
stuff, man.
I understand you got work, but
Man.
like say it in the chat. Say,
Quit-
yo,
quit
my
your
bad.
job.
I was at work and I had to stay late. Whatever.
fine.
Give me an
Nah,
excuse. I
nah.
want to hear an excuse,
Nah,
man.
get yourself fired. Get that unemployment. Get in the chat. And we good to go.
Get that stimulus.
He
You got that
doesn't mean
stimulus?
that.
Get that stimulus.
Get that stimulus. You're good. You're good.
that
You can still. Don't listen to any. Don't listen to us.
Please don't
We're
listen
not.
to me.
We're not good.
Do
at
not
romance,
listen to
though.
me whatsoever.
No. But anyway, we got the Wednesday podcast.
Yeah.
That's right.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Then we got Throwback Thursdays.
We throw it back. Every
And
Thursday.
Fighter Fridays.
What? No, I'm not done.
And Fighter Fridays. With
Yeah,
Big
just
Chuck.
skip over. You always be hating, man. Always be hating.
I try not to say the time because you're always like, I don't know if I can
Thursday
do the
nights,
time.
motherfucker.
I don't know if I can do
Thursday
the
nights.
time.
Thursday nights.
Even though the time
Thursday
is
after
posted
sun
right
goes
there.
down.
in front
Between
of-
like 9 and
Listen,
11.
man.
Thursday nights.
Listen, it's 9
11
p.m.
Eastern. You just-
All of our, all the Tetris Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, and Fighter Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, unless specified otherwise. We will give you a post. And you know how you get that information? All you got to do is follow us on all our social media because we're going to let you know. We're going to keep you posted. We'll give you that info. So
On the
you're
book
in the
face?
know.
on the book face.
On the book face and the Twitters.
and the twatters.
On the twattas?
The twatters.
Twattas. Sounds like a
I'm
animal.
not gonna twat you. No, that sounds terrible.
You're going to twat me? What?
Yo.
Watch it. We're getting demonetized. Right now.
It's probably getting demonetized.
But
Women?
yeah.
Sorry,
Talking about women and
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
getting twatted.
Wow.
Anyway, you guys know what to do, man.
Derail.
Follow us on all the social media.
Subscribe.
That's how you know what's going on.
Subscribe.
Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification because you're gonna miss all the goodness that happens on this channel.
Yes.
So you know when I go online Thursday, it'll ring the bell.
Big bong.
Yeah, no, it will. You'll get that notification.
And what does
man.
that
You
sound
gotta-
like?
Ding dong, hello.
Yep, there you go. Exactly.
That's
Thanks,
not
Joe.
Bailey. That's not Bailey.
That's not
That's not
That's
Bailey.
not how it sounds,
Taking
man.
trademarks.
Jesus Christ.
Bing bong.
Bing bong,
Bing, bing bong. There you go. Thank you, Jay. Bing bong.
bing bong the bear. What? I don't know. Anyway,
Until next time.
leave
y'all.
a comment. hit that like button too.
And don't forget, if you're listening to our audio podcast anywhere, give us the highest marks possible.
Yeah, man.
Every little bit helps.
Oh, absolutely.
And check out our TikTok.
Hell yeah, man.
That's right.
Ooh, we got some
Yeah.
funny shit
We got
coming up.
Everybody in the
Fire on
chat
TikTok.
also hit that like button, man. I want to see that happen.
Yes.
I want to see that
At
happen.
Level 857.
It really does help us out.
And how y'all like Al's art? He's been throwing up some art.
Yeah,
for y'all.
man.
I've been working real hard, man. Let me know how you like it.
Right.
Let me know how you like it. I'm actually gonna switch it up too. I'm gonna try some new drawings.
Oh, Emerald Wizard's asking for the pause menu again.
And we're always passing the pause menu.
You know, no, you listen, Emerald. I have it set up
Yep.
in a different location
Yep.
where I did the Tetris Tuesday last night.
We did too much drinking though, so we can't get there.
Well, yeah, we can't do it tonight. It's not gonna happen tonight, but it might happen sometime this week. You gotta stay tuned,
Yep.
and you gotta hit that bell
Yep.
Big bong.
Tell your friends.
How will
Subscribe.
you know?
Tell your mama. Tell your papa.
Tell
and
them
share
all.
the videos too, man. Shit, you gotta let people know about us, man.
Get the word out there.
Get the word out
Around
there,
the
man.
whole world.
I hope you guys. I hope you guys out there are telling people about us.
Yeah,
For real, like, yo, these guys are crazy.
Ex-
These guys are
Absolutely.
crazy.
Share all of
You
our
gotta,
posts.
you gotta listen to these guys. You gotta see these guys.
We're
Look at this.
lovable, huggable, happy.
Anyway,
Everything's good.
we love you guys. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure.
That's right. Women.
Until next week, y'all. Women. No, Peace. Have a good night, everybody. Hope you're safe. Peace.
Yes.